accused of vandalizing the pool lining of the Lincoln Memorial Reflecting Pool, appeared in court today. He pleaded not guilty to a felony charge. Last week, after being indicted, U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro alleged witnesses saw the defendant rip a piece of recently installed sealant on June 19th. After the proceeding, his attorney, Norm Eisen, said this.
If Mr. Hearn can be charged with a felony for touching the reflecting pool, every American is at risk.
In an interview with ABC News, Hearn says he bent down to touch an already cracked piece that floated to the surface. Renewed tensions between the U.S. and Iran leading to a breakdown in the ceasefire. The U.S. carrying out strikes on Iranian targets after Iran fired on ships in the Strait of Hormuz. Fans remembering Bonnie Tyler, who died after an illness. The singer, best known for her 80s hit Total Eclipse of the Heart, was being treated at a Portugal hospital. She was 75. Michelle Franzen, ABC News. Mortgage rates edging higher. Freddie Mac says a 30-year fixed rate rose to 6.49%. That's up from 6.43% last week. And the rise in borrowing costs, along with monthly payments, could sideline potential home buyers. Rising home prices, also a concern. Sales of pre-owned houses down in most parts of the country last month.
The one bright spot for sellers was the Northeast, where existing home sales rose from May to June. Nationally, though, sales were down 2.4% month over month. Looking back to 2025, though, the National Association of Realtors says sales of pre-owned homes jumped 2.8% between June of last year and June of this.
ABC's Jim Ryan. In Maine, Graham Plattner says he's dropping out of the Senate race. He says due to funding issues, the Democratic nominee facing a string of allegations, including sexual misconduct and a new claim of sexual assault by a former girlfriend. Plattner denies the allegations. He still needs to file official paperwork to suspend his campaign. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
The man wanted for 2 Pierce County murders is now dead. We'll get details on that right after traffic from Lori.
Well, we have a new collision, 405. It's northbound right at 527. It's in the right lane. Westbound 410, very heavy. South Prairie Road all the way to Church Lake Road in Bonnie Lake. And 512 at Steel Street, we have a brush fire going on there, so they've got that right lane blocked eastbound. If you're heading into Seattle from Linwood, it's going to take you about a half an hour, 7 minutes longer than usual. I'm Lori, KIRO Real-Time Traffic.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Frank Lindsay. Sheriff Keith Swank says the suspect wanted for 2 murders in Pierce County yesterday is now dead. Deputies say Hayes McLeod killed his friend in Puyallup around 3 o'clock in the morning, then shot his uncle in Tacoma. Neighbor Eric Garcia tells KIRO 7 he heard the first gunshots.
I hear gunshots, and then I can hear a car drive away from the same direction of the shots. You kind of put 2 and 2 together.
Pierce County deputies say they tracked McLeod going south using automated license plate readers. Hours later, Sheriff Swank said on social media that police shot and killed him in Seaside, Oregon. You can read more about this at mynorthwest.com. Average gas prices have come down about 60 cents here in Washington over the past month. Gallon of regular, $4.99. That's down from $5.60. National average is $3.84. However, an end to the ceasefire in Iran is putting pressure on prices. National average is up 5 cents overnight. Washington's dropped by a penny. A Puyallup butcher shop recalling about 100 pounds of ground beef because of possible metal contamination. Blue Max Meats posted on Facebook that metal shavings and flakes may have gotten into products made on July 6th. The recall covers ground chuck, ground beef, burger patties, and bacon cheddar patties with a July 11th sell-by date. So if you bought any of that, throw it out or return it to the store on Canyon Road East. The local blood supply is critically low right now, and it has been for about a month.
Demand is high right now, and first responders are especially concerned because we're in that 100-day period between Memorial Day and Labor Day where car crashes tend to spike, especially among teenagers. Donations also tend to drop in the summer, lowering supply. Bloodworks Northwest says our region has just a 1 or 2 day supply on hand right now, and we had to import the largest amount of blood ever last month. Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
If you want to donate blood, go to bloodworksnw.org. Well, just days after the Pac-12 officially relaunched with 9 schools, Washington State is expanding its footprint in the Puget Sound area. Our sister station, Seattle Sports 710, will again be the Seattle flagship station for Cougar football and men's basketball. WSU Athletic Director John Harlow.
This is huge for us as we continue this. One, the launch of the Pac-12, which is huge. We're back, baby. Here we go. And to continue to try and find ways to broaden our fan base.
And your weather forecast is calling for mostly sunny skies this afternoon, a high of 77 degrees. Cloudy and 71 tomorrow. Mix of sun and clouds on Saturday, 71 degrees. Partly cloudy, dry on Sunday, 74. 66 right now in Seattle. I'm Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio. With your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome to the show. Happy Thursday to everybody out there. Jake Skorheim sitting alongside Spike O'Neill once again. Man, every single day we have so much stuff to get to.
I know, it's crazy, isn't it? I love this.
So we introduced a couple new segments yesterday, and I really liked them. We're going to do them again today. We start the show in the first segment here with Question of the Day, which will be tied into one of our stories. And I got to tell you, we've only been doing this 2 days. This is already the best one today. This question of today.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, that's a high bar, buddy, because this is very. I would like to thank the audience for taking part in this, because we're asking you to do a lot. We're asking you to give your feedback
It's
on our
not
question.
much. We're giving you this generous opportunity. We're not asking them much.
Some of these guys have real jobs. Some of these guys are,
I understand.
laying concrete, laying pipe.
They got great opinions on things.
They do.
We're going to get back to those opinions at 1:30, but in just a couple minutes, we're going to give you that question of the day, and it's a doozy. Also, later in the show, we have something called the 1 o'clock rundown, where we will cover three different stories. The continuing saga of Grant Plattner in Maine is quite something to behold.
Is it?
It is.
Is it continuing?
It is continuing.
So I thought we were to the remember you ever watched the
we're
FBI?
Not at the epilogue.
FBI in color. You know what I'm talking about?
You think we're at the epilogue, but we're not.
Oh wow.
We're not, and we'll give you those details at 1 o'clock.
Interesting. All right.
I have a very, very good source that I've been following. Somebody who's like a very local person in Maine who's posting amazing stories, updates on this thing.
Okay.
And all the national news is watching this like one tiny little local news outlet in Maine report on these things.
Okay.
And anyway, it's fascinating.
I'm dying to hear this.
Yeah.
1 o'clock?
1 o'clock. All right, let's get right into these fires. Did you see all these stories? We have all the stories about the fires. We saw that there was one person who died in a vehicle, probably during one of the evacuation orders, and then didn't get out in time.
Car went off the road, if I got the details correct.
Yes, and
which is probably a visibility and a smoke situation. I'm assuming we won't know. We may never know.
I was reading the story from Seattle Times, and they talked to this guy. His name is Chris Erner, and boy, did they do! I mean, they did a really pretty unbelievable job of really placing you inside what it would feel like in the aftermath. Well, actually, the before and the aftermath of being in a place like it. This is in Orondo, where Erner lives.
I know it, but like the back of my hand.
Okay.
And I know you do too. You spend a lot of time.
So you know Orondo?
I know Orondo very, very well. We used to vacation over there at Daroga State Park, which is just just north of. There's a nice. It's called there's a lake there where between the dams on the Columbia that is like the consummate water skiing palace.
Probably a lot of jet skis and stuff out there.
Yeah, jet skis, water skiing, the whole 9 yards. Lincoln Rock is in that stretch of land. You can rent jet skis and spend the day on the river, on the lake.
And you have family over there?
We got my father-in-law spent the last years of his wonderful life in Wenatchee, in East Wenatchee specifically. And Orondo is that the Pine Canyon Road out of Orondo up toward Waterville, toward eastern Washington over Route 2.
I knew that.
That was one of the most beautiful motorcycle rides. I mean, the whole trip over over through the canyon, along the Wenatchee River there into Leavenworth, through Kashmir, all those communities.
Yeah.
And then you come over the hill and you're looking at the Columbia Gorge.
Listen.
And, I got the hair on my arm, man.
I know, and it's unfortunately.
And the wildfires are always a part of life in that part of the state.
It's so dry. I mean,
it's desert.
It's a desert,
desert,
and
it's a world away from here.
But I'm going to read you first couple paragraphs from the Seattle Times piece, and then just imagine being in this guy's position. He and his wife live over there, and they operate some private campgrounds, which has always been a dream of mine. Every time I go camping and I see how packed the state campgrounds are, I'm always man, what a great business it would be for somebody to buy a campground and, set it up as a private enterprise and then give people the opportunity to book it, just like a VRBO. They exist. They're out there.
Well, we're trying to run down a story that's populated right now on mynorthwest.com. You can read about it, about maybe the most, you talk about a lifetime dream.
We'll get to that in a second.
Yeah, and how precarious it can be in this part of the state and this part of the calendar.
Yeah. All right, listen to this from Seattle Times. Chris Erner's sneakers crunched on the gravel and singed grass outside his Central Washington home on Wednesday, his footsteps sending puffs of white ash out of the ground from a ridge overlooking the glittering Columbia River and Lake Chelan below. Erner pointed one by one at where his neighbors' homes once stood. Almost everything that existed on the surrounding hillsides before Saturday, houses, animals, wildflowers, and sagebrush and lush grasses, was gone, replaced by vast stretches of blackened earth. So good job, Seattle Times, on this story. They talked to this guy who also provided them audio as he's returning. I have some of this here. As he's returning back to his neighborhood, or what was once his neighborhood. Amazingly, his house survived, and he describes in the piece, his wife gathered up the animals. She left the dogs or whatever they had. She leaves, telling him, "Hey, come with me." And he says, "No, I'm going to put a sprinkler down, just like a $10 Walmart sprinkler, put a sprinkler down by the gas tank where they have
the propane powered, yeah, off the grid living.
Let's spray it around, do as best we can to wet the house down, make sure that we have everything we can to prevent as best as possible." And then they get home, and their house survived. Yeah. Their house did not burn down. But listen to him as he's kind of describing, as he's driving through, seeing his neighbors' homes burned, unfortunately.
I'm pulling up to our road. There's no houses. They're all gone. All these homes, everybody's gone.
He talks about, in the piece, there's no audio of this, but you can hear just the desperation in his voice. Awful. But he talks about driving up to one of the neighbors' homes. They had like one of those like get out now evacuation orders.
Yeah, level 3 evacuation.
They had been given a warning that eventually it's probably going to arrive at that point. I'm sure living out there, they're probably semi-familiar with this as a possibility.
Yeah.
So they have to be ready and have to know what it takes. One of their neighbors had a lot of animals, like 100 plus animals.
Oh, wow.
And so he drives up on that property and you have 100 animals dead.
Oh, my God.
And he said that there was 3 goats left in the pen that were still alive, and so he scrambles out of his car and go over and get those goats because they're just standing amongst
the carnage,
just dozens and dozens of dead animals. And just to think about like how you even contemplate rebuilding after something like that, it's so difficult because you put so much into it. He and his wife, they're very fortunate. They didn't lose their house, but their neighbors did lose their homes, and in a lot of these places, we know that the insurance on these things is very expensive.
I'll tell you what, I did some looking into this. I knew we were going to talk about these stories, and hopefully our guest for 2:00. There has the number of insurance rates, by the way, since 2021 in that part of the state, in those high risk areas, have gone up 56% increase in the cost of insurance. Homes that were deemed uninsurable, high risk, no renewals, cancellations, those numbers have doubled in that time frame. And the amount of areas that have been deemed high risk by the insurance industry, 78%.
Yeah.
Of the properties in this region, we're talking about Spokane, Chelan, Okanagan, these high risk desert, summer wildfire, high risk areas.
The number of houses that they deem high risk has increased 78%.
78%.
Wow.
So, and then, if you can even get insurance, and then let's talk about reconstruction costs.
Yeah.
Material costs, labor costs. So for these people, like the gentleman in the story, his home is there. But the folks, his neighbors, some of them may never come back.
Well, the thing too is like, it's kind of like what happened down in California.
Palisades. I had the same thought.
Would you even want to rebuild? I mean, I understand that like California has their regulation. I mean, there's only like a couple dozen homes that have even started construction because regulation is so difficult in California.
Yeah.
But let's say that everything was easy and you could get permits immediately and you could get all this stuff.
Right.
You're grandfathered into how it used to be.
What actually burned away was the red tape.
Yes.
Wouldn't that be great if red tape was flammable?
But let's say that that's what it was. Would you even want to rebuild?
That's a great question.
Because it's like if you...
How many times can you go through this?
Yeah, I mean, even once would be so tremendously upsetting that could you even live in that place anymore after a fire?
Could you talk your spouse into it if you're wholeheartedly into it? But the people who love this life and love this area,
sure,
these are some not to be punished, these are some hardy people.
Yeah.
I guarantee you the vast majority of these people, if at all possible, will be back.
Yeah, if there's a way forward, they'll probably find it. Yeah. This is one of the ones that gained a lot of attention. We're hopefully talk to this lady today, if not tomorrow. Her name is Christy Wolf. Back in 2015, it looks to me like, based on the website that I saw, it looks to me like she might do this as a business because she's doing another one in North Idaho right now. But she builds unique VRBO spaces for people. And one of the places that she built is, I guess, kind of famous. I had never heard of this, even though this is right up my alley.
I'm amazed that this wasn't already on your radar.
I was shocked. She has a Hobbit house, and it looks, it is Bilbo Baggins' Hobbit house. It's exactly it. If you want to see pictures of it, you can go on mynorthwest.com, and you can see pictures of this house. This would be a dream vacation for anybody. It's like $250 a night. Basically, I mean, what a business. It is basically rented out every day of the year because people were clamoring to stay there. It was completely annihilated in this fire. It's gone.
And if you've ever seen the Lord of the Rings tourism that takes place in New Zealand, right? They've created like a whole Hobbiton, if you will, for people who know about the books or have seen the movies.
Yeah, you can go and you can stay in the Shire.
Yeah. Well, that was recreated over in the Chelan Hills,
and it was beautiful.
Yeah. The family put their life and their heart and their everything into this property. Now it's gone.
Isn't that sad?
It's heartbreaking. It is hard. And
think about how much time she put into it. Yeah. And she said that she did. It's not like picture perfect. Like it's not a museum. It's not a museum for the Hobbit.
Right.
But it looks 90% like what Bilbo Baggins / Frodo Baggins' house looked like.
Bag End. Yeah.
It looked like Bag End, and she kind of talked about how she imagined the kind of character who might have lived there. He would have been like a woodworker, blah, 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 all this stuff. Yeah. There was a whittling station. People put so much effort into these things.
And brought so much happiness to so many visitors.
Oh, my gosh.
Guests at her place.
This thing, I would have stayed here for sure.
Maybe you can in the future.
If she decides to rebuild, and she might, but hopefully we're going to talk to her and find out what's that process even like.
What shape is she in? Where does she stand in the process? Did she have insurance? Was she able to get insurance?
I would imagine it's easier for somebody like her. I don't want to put words in her mouth, but it might be easier for somebody like her. This was not her home. It's different when it's your home. If it's a rental home, that you don't have that same connection to, that it's literally your shelter against the storm every night. That's a different feeling. So for the people who lost their homes, that's a whole different thing. Somebody who loses a vacation property, I feel very bad for them.
They lost their business.
It's awful. Yeah. That's part of her business. Yeah. And, I want her to be made whole. I would love if this thing was still up and running. It's just, it's awful. So we're collecting more stories on that. And hopefully we'll have some more stuff on that for you guys a little bit later. All right. Speaking of housing, let's talk about Plymouth Housing. We have two stories we're still going to get to. One of them is on Plymouth Housing. Another one we're going to get to in just a minute on data centers.
Okay.
And then that's going to jump us into our question of the day. This facility just opened. This was kind of a controversial facility. A lot of people in Kirkland did not want this, and they have now opened it. It is a Plymouth Housing. It's called permanent supportive housing. Is that what they call it? Permanent supportive housing.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about what this is, and Gurmay Zahalai, King County Executive, seems pretty excited about it.
It's supposed to address chronic homelessness in the area. It is operated by the Plymouth Housing people you mentioned. They had the former La Quinta Inn.
Yeah.
And they've made this
retrofitted it to a permanent supportive
to make it a more permanent supportive housing area.
It's like 101 rooms available.
And we had the stories originally about how opposed it was from neighbors, from businesses, because of its proximity to so many things that are part of our daily lives that we care about: schools, shopping, daycares, all these things.
Businesses, like you mentioned.
And so it's open. It got open. But after emotional hearings, testimonies, and protests from citizenry.
It's interesting, though, because you have locals in Kirkland who, it seems to me, from the different testimonies that I read and many, many comments on the different news stories that I saw about this, it would seem, and who knows if those people have any connection to it at all. They could just be people online who don't like the idea.
Which often the case. I'm glad
could be the case,
worth mentioning.
For sure.
Yeah.
We do have some really good audio, though, from a city meeting about this in May 2025.
Yeah,
people were heated.
This is when they were talking about the project.
Which cut, Laura, should we go for here?
The one with so Deputy City Manager Jim Lopez was trying to reassure people.
July 13th.
Oh,
whoops, that was wrong. I was recording something.
Oh, I got it here.
You got it? Okay.
All right, City Manager. This is Deputy City Manager Jim Lopez at a community meeting.
The safety and security of our community is our top priority.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Come on, Jim. This is Roger Boland. He owns a nearby business.
This should not be there. You got kids all over that place. If one of my female staff people get hurt, raped, or robbed, I will sue your...
Ooh.
Hello.
This is one of the neighbors who says she supports the idea of a facility like this, but she's not so sure about it in her community.
Do you hear the hearts of parents? Do you hear the hearts of people? It's not that you're doing a bad thing. You're doing a very honorable thing. It's just the location is a problem, and nobody seems to want to stick to that issue.
And then this is somebody with Plymouth Housing defending the project.
People choose to move into permanent supportive housing, which means they want to be housed. No country or government in the world has figured out how to eliminate addiction, but we do firmly believe that by creating community ties, by building trust, we get closer to it.
All right, so
we're talking about Sheila Stanton Place is the name of this particular location.
Yeah, this
the residents, and as that last testimony gave us, these are people seeking a step out of the life they're living on the streets.
Housing.
Yeah, housing. Because this is more than housing. This is access to case management, behavioral health care, substance abuse treatment, employment assistance, and all these other supportive services that we always hear talked about with temporary housing situations. And the community, I understand. They're all NIMBYs, and I got no problem with NIMBYs. We're all NIMBYs to a degree. Agreed, we all are, and there are valid reasons that people don't want these type facilities in certain areas.
Not in my backyard for anybody out there listening.
Gosh, if you're the last person in America who didn't know, but I assume that. You're right.
You don't know.
Thanks for clearing it up. These people were on the streets. They're on the streets right now.
Okay.
These drug addicts, these mental health crisis individuals, they're on the street right now.
Yep.
Are
they in Kirkland?
Yes.
Not all of them.
So that's the question. Is this they're going?
Well, no. There's two questions for me.
They're going to bring people into.
You're going to bring people into who don't live in Kirkland. You're going to bring people in. Let's say somebody's from South Seattle, and they are a drug addict, and they list that as their location. They could be moved here, right?
Inside King County, yeah.
Inside King County,
yeah.
Are they going to be required to stop their drug addiction or drinking habits to live there?
It's not required for residency.
It's not required.
I know.
It's not required.
You already had me at hello on this one.
They can't even kick you out for drug problems. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
They couldn't kick you out for drug problems. They don't want you doing those things in common areas. They say, like, if we find you doing drug things in common areas, they're going to be asking you to move out of the common area.
Take it inside?
But they're not going to remove you.
It's not grounds for removal?
Evictions for drug-related activity are handled on a case-by-case basis and usually involve lease violations for disruptive behavior rather than substance abuse itself.
It's not deemed disruptive behavior?
Tenants will not be evicted solely for using drugs, nor are they required to accept treatment to maintain their residency.
Well, I knew that was the case because that's the underlying foundational belief.
If I'm somebody in Kirkland, I've worked hard. Kirkland home values are high.
Yeah.
To live in Kirkland, it's very expensive. You also value Kirkland. I still see as kind of a small town. Kirkland feels like a smaller town to me.
It's suburban America.
Yeah, I would say somebody in Kirkland is choosing also not. I mean, maybe they work in Bellevue, maybe they work in Seattle, but like Kirkland's small. It feels like you probably grew up with a lot of these people. Possibly if you live in Kirkland still. I mean, maybe if you inherited a ton of money, I don't know, or you do very well and you've moved in there.
Sure.
And then you have a facility like this that comes in and puts you in a tight spot because where you've been dropping your kids off at daycare, now you're going to have somebody who used to be nowhere near with a severe drug addiction is now in your backyard.
Yeah.
That would upset me.
No, it's cause for concern. I give you that. But there's supposed to be 24-hour residents monitoring. There'll be staff on site all day, all night, every day, every night.
That matters almost. That would comfort me zero if I was somebody who lived nearby.
That's fair. I do like that the opportunities are going to be available for this section of our community.
Yeah.
I do like that the services are going to be there. We've come to the agreement that just having it available might not be enough. It hasn't seemed to be worked so far. I understand the residents' concern.
I understand that they want housing, and that's as anybody should want. But if you're not going to, is there not 101 people out there on the street who would also be willing to have the housing and try to kick their drug habit and say, like, I'm committing to not doing drugs here? Is there not 100 people? Well, I think there probably is.
I hope that's part of the screening process.
Well, no, they don't. Drug use is not a problem.
But so here's people who want to get off.
Here's my question of the day.
Get off drugs. I mean, that's
Here's
get
my
off drugs.
question of the day.
Yeah.
Should this be in that neighborhood? It doesn't matter now. Would you want this? It's a very simple question today. Would you want this in your neighborhood? Are you enough of a supportive housing supporter? You'd be willing to say, hey, this is fine. Come on into my neighborhood.
Question of the day? No,
we didn't get to data centers.
Okay, I was going to say, because we've got a pretty good question today, but that's a pretty good question to ask, by the way.
I'm going to mix it up. Here's
a pretty good question.
Here's my actual question. We didn't have a chance to meet these two. Okay. You can have one thing in your neighborhood. You have to choose one.
Okay.
Data center or permanent supportive housing. Ooh. You have to choose one. We're going to get back to that at 1:30.
We hear you.
You can choose data centers or you can choose supportive housing. Let us know. 888-973-5476. We got a lot more coming up.
This hour is brought to you by Sunset Auto Family.
Les Schwab Tires has always believed that taking care of people is the right thing to do. Today, that means more than trusted service. It means delivering real value, too. That's why we're lowering prices on hundreds of tires without changing the service and expertise you've always counted on. Consumer Reports named Les Schwab the best tire retailer for 2026. We'll keep working every day to earn your trust. See leschwab.com for details.
Hey, Spike O'Neill for Integrity Roofing and Construction. Summer's here. Heat's upon us. Is your house ready? Is your insulation up to speed? We had the rainy season this winter. Of course, we always do. How'd your roof hold up? Did you have leaks you weren't even aware of? Call Integrity today and schedule a free video inspection, free roof assessment today. Integrity can do repairs, replacements, renovations, everything you need done. You can get it done right at Integrity Roofing and Construction. 206-202-ROOF is the phone number. You can find them online at integrityrc.com.
And the match is about to begin.
Most of the team is out with COVID-19, so there'll be some substitutes tonight.
What's this? We have an unexpected guest on the field.
It's a dog. Well, they could do with extra players.
She's going for the ball.
Are front paws hands or feet?
Soccer season is full of surprises, and COVID-19 could be one of them. If you test positive, prescription medications may help. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Learn more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce.
It's Spruce, the weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people, pets, and bees. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour, and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Spruce, pet friendly, weed deadly. Find wherever weed killers are sold.
Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, Friday through Sunday, Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, Friday through Sunday, Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. 18-month interest-free financing. Our factories have demanded we sell 1,000 hot tubs and swim spas this weekend. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Huge factory incentives, factory rebates. This weekend only, Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. We can remove your old hot tub. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Deep discounts. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Just relax and enjoy. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Friday, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Free admission. Free delivery. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Call 833-SPA-SALE or visit hottubandSwimSpaSale.com.
I like it hot.
Beg your pardon?
Can you make it hot for me, Dan?
I think so.
Half heated ain't hot enough.
No.
That's why I called you.
Apollo Plumbing.
Yeah, my sorry old water heater.
Oh.
Ain't getting me the hots anymore.
You want hot water.
That's what I said.
That's what we do at Apollo Plumbing.
And you're ready?
Right now.
When can you?
How about today?
Same day?
We'll have you in hot water tonight.
Clever. How about an upgrade?
A tankless water heater would mean endless hot water.
Now you're cooking.
That's just for starters.
Starters?
How about we make it a worry-free water heater?
Worry-free?
Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
Which covers?
Repair, service, all included.
And when it wears out?
Apollo replaces it.
No extra charge?
Nothing.
Nil?
Nada. As an Apollo A-list member, you're covered.
And payments?
To fit your budget with approved credit, of course.
And I'm hot again.
Worry-free.
That's for me.
We're on our way.
Thanks for making it hot.
We're ApolloPlumbing.com.
Rick was experiencing some pain in his knee.
Once I retired and really just golfed constantly, I think it kind of exacerbated.
It was getting to be too much for him.
It got to the point where I just almost couldn't sleep. I wanted to try anything to avoid surgery.
So instead, he decided to see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine for stem cell therapy.
I talked to him and he said, well, Rick, it's a new knee or we do the stem cell.
Since the procedure, Rick is back doing what he loves to do.
Here I am, golfing and enjoying it.
And now it's not just his knee. Rick has had stem cell treatment for both of his shoulders, his hip, and...
He did my thumbs.
So whether it's a hip like I had or a shoulder, knee, and thumb like Rick, before choosing surgery, see Dr. Mark Wagner first. He's the most experienced in the Northwest with over 20,000 stem cell procedures. Go to drmarkwagnermd.com.
Did you know that 4,000 women are diagnosed with breast cancer every year in Washington state? I'm Dr. Suzette Miranda with Northwest Hope and Healing. We provide financial support for breast and gynecologic cancer patients in our community. Join us at Life in Color, a summer brunch, auction, and fashion show on August 23rd at the Somme Hotel in Woodinville for an unforgettable afternoon of inspiration. Get your tickets now for Life in Color on August 23rd at nwhopeandhealing.org. That's nwhopeandhealing.org.
Your VA loan and reverse mortgage experts for 34 years. Best Mortgage is proud to be the longest-running mortgage company on KIRO Radio. Get a no-pressure consultation from a real person, never an AI bot. Web search Best Mortgage for honest advice you can trust.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Frank Lenzi. We have some breaking news out of Puyallup this afternoon. There has reportedly been an explosion at an apartment in the 300 block of 9th Avenue Southeast. Now, police say everything has been contained to one unit. There are no suspects they're looking for, no threats to the community, and no danger to the building. But they're putting this out on social media so people in that area know why they're seeing a lot of police and fire vehicles. Again, reported explosion at an apartment complex in Puyallup, 300 block of 9th Avenue Southeast. We'll continue to follow this story and bring you the very latest. The U.S. Justice Department threatening to prosecute Washington election officials. Federal government sent a warning letter to Secretary of State Steve Hobbs accusing the state of illegally allowing non-citizens to vote in our elections. State Attorney General Nick Brown posted a video message on X this morning.
Washington's voting system is safe, secure, and accessible.
Federal prosecutors are threatening criminal charges if the state does not fix the alleged problem within 5 days. Hobbs says non-citizens are already banned from voting in Washington. Maine Democratic Senate candidate Graham Plattner has made his intentions known. He's dropping out of the race. He's been facing multiple allegations of sexual misconduct.
The Maine Democratic Party has announced that it will do a nominating convention in order to decide who the next candidate will be. We have seen reports that there could be as many as 600 delegates who will make that decision.
That's ABC's Avery Moore reporting. Washington's U.S. Senators Patty Murray and Maria Cantwell are among the many lawmakers who've been calling for Plattner to drop out of that race. Fireworks being blamed for injuries in several brush fires across western Washington.
It's a holiday tradition.
4th of July was extremely busy.
Whether the law allows them or not, fireworks launched across western Washington all weekend.
It causes stress for animals and people and huge fire injuries.
They were even banned in unincorporated King County for the first time this year. In Renton, they've been banned for years. Police there tell me they got 150 calls and responded to 4 fires sparked by fireworks. For the 3rd year, drones helped point firefighters to the flames.
Once the drone's on scene, it can actually go, okay, this is the person doing it.
Only one person in Renton was cited for illegal fireworks. Police say suspects are often not found, and other times the focus is on education. Well, when the fireworks are over every 4th of July, there's a big mess at Oddfellows Memorial Park in Tumwater. Porta potties put on top of graves, headstones knocked over. Manager Bob Brunette tells the Olympian he's now going to ask the cemetery board to block public access during future 4th of July fireworks shows. Sun Valley, Idaho could be the venue for the Seahawks sale talks this week. According to the Seattle Times, the annual conference for the business elite happening there, run by the same company, hired to lead the process of selling the team. First round of bids were due last week. Wall Street at this hour, the Dow is up 79 points, the NASDAQ up 314, and the S&P is up almost 55 points. Look at KIRO News Radio traffic now. Here's Lori.
We still have a collision 405 northbound at 527. It is moved over to the shoulder, and traffic is a little slow passing it, but really the bigger slowdown is from Alderwood all the way to the scene. Linwood to Bellevue now 36-minute drive. That's about a 17-minute delay. Westbound 410 still slowing, approaching Sky Island Drive in Bonnie Lake. State Route 164 really slow approaching 160th, and you're backed up all the way to Hemlock Street. Everett to Seattle now a 40-minute drive, just an 8-minute delay. I'm Lori, KIRO real-time traffic.
Weather forecast, mostly sunny and 77 this afternoon. Tomorrow, cloudy and 71 degrees. Should be a dry weekend. Sunshine and clouds mixed on Saturday, 71, partly cloudy, 74 on Sunday. 66 right now in Seattle. I'm Frank Lenzi, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. We were rushed there at the end. I apologize. That's bad clock management. But we have a question of the day we get to every day, and then we let you guys kind of voice your opinion on things with your fingers via text message. And then you send it to us through the Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line at 888-973-5476. And then at 1:30, we're going to get into all of those in depth, and we can respond to them. The two stories we're actually using today for the inspiration for our question of the day. Story number one was the new permanent supportive housing that just opened up in Kirkland.
Correct.
To much fanfare from King County Executive Gurmay Zahale.
A lot of raspberries, too, from the local residents.
Local residents not happy. King County Executive seems very happy. So I'll let you take that for however you want. They have that story. And then we also have Federal Way. This was very interesting. Federal Way City Council unanimously voted to put a 12-month emergency. This is a 12-month moratorium on data centers. They wanted to consider it immediately. Listen to this story. This is from the Federal Way Mirror. Let me read you a little bit of this, and then we can get into some of the specifics about what this means. The Federal Way City Council has unanimously voted to put a 12-month moratorium on data centers swiftly following the Pledge of Allegiance at the July 7th Federal Way City Council meeting. I like the Pledge of Allegiance. Council President Susan Honda presented a motion to add a new item to the agenda that would be, quote, considered immediately, titled Ordinance Data Center Moratorium. And basically they want the same thing that Seattle has passed.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Other places too. Is it Snohomish County also did something similar?
Federal Way.
Well, that's
no, this is Federal Way we're talking about.
Okay, yeah.
Snow County did too.
I think Snohomish County also did a data center moratorium, or at least they're investigating if they can do one. And what they're basically saying is we want to, get some more details on what data centers, would do locally before we approve of any of these things. One little interesting tidbit at the end, Council President Honda said before the vote, I want to be really clear. We have not had any interest or any applications at this point to build a data center here. Three of us spoke with Jeff Stock the other day, and we asked him if he was interested in building a data center on the Wild Waste property. I think she means Wild Waves. I think it's a typo. And he said absolutely not.
I'm sorry, but Wild Waste, how did that never occur to me
before? That's a Freudian slip.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. All right, so what do you think of that Federal Way is, they're prematurely getting ahead of the data centers thing? There's zero interest in, that to me was a funny little caveat to the story.
Well, it's interesting because when we first talked about Wild Waves, I want to make sure I don't fall into this pool of mispronunciation that the Mirror fell into.
Wild Waste, that's funny.
Data center was one of the first things I thought of.
Yeah, because
what's going to happen with that massive space? Because initially we thought, hey, look, they've got a new light rail hub down there they're building in Federal Way.
Well, they informed everybody there's going to be a warehouse. They didn't say what was going to be in the warehouse, but they said there's a 1 million square foot warehouse that we're putting in. Everybody went, data center?
But then they talked about truck access and easement roads and all these different elements that makes me think this is going to be some kind of distribution hub that's going to be on the grounds of what is now Wild Waves.
They've assured everyone it's not going to be a data center.
Well, and is this a preemptive strike? Say, look, we know that Seattle's now off limits to you data center development idea people, you companies seeking more data center.
You people who hate money. All you people out there who hate making money, you don't want to see data centers put in places.
Do you think that this is just, hey, look, it's reactionary to what Seattle has done, what Snohomish County has done?
Yeah.
Let's make sure we also don't fall into a situation where we're grabbing the quick buck, and it's good money. There are so many, since we started this conversation earlier about Seattle's ban.
Yeah.
So many communities are like, bring it.
Yeah.
It's a great way too.
They said, we like money.
Sure.
Don't you like money?
You just have to be, and I think Seattle's not saying we don't want them. They're saying let's be cautious. Let's wait a year. You know, it's not like there's a boom that's coming, and a year from now, all the data centers they ever need will be built.
Well, here's what I would say. I think maybe Federal Way could be different than Seattle. In Seattle's case, I think Seattle's saying we're going to put the 1-year moratorium on it. But when you read about the people who are like always cited in the stories about the dangers of data center, if you go to their websites and you look at who the groups are who are picketing data centers and who are like showing up at city council meetings, signing in and asking questions, they're anti-capitalist people. If you look into their organizations. So I would just I'm dropping that there. You can pick it up if you want to.
Okay.
So those are the people who are
environmental concerns, noise concerns.
Yes, they're saying some of it's environmental.
Yeah.
Some of it's
I wouldn't paint
environmental.
them all as anti-capitalist.
Well, I'm just telling you what their website says.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here would be maybe not everybody.
No, you didn't say everybody.
Yeah. The majority of the ones who are showing up at these meetings.
You didn't say vast majority.
Not the vast majority.
Okay.
But,
gotcha.
But the majority.
Gotcha.
I would also this leads into our question of the day because earlier we were talking about the
this is a great. You're right. This is a great question.
If I forced you to choose one of the two, you can either have a data center in your neighborhood, or you can have a permanent supportive housing, no barrier, which is the ones that we're talking about that just got introduced in Kirkland.
Oh,
you have to choose one of the two. This is a real Sophie's choice.
Oh, you beat me to
Which
it.
is the reason I asked the question. And you can get us at 888-973-5476.
You got to have one.
You got to have one.
One's coming.
And if you don't want to answer now, if you want to save your answer for 1:30, you can. Or you can answer now to kind of like.
No, I'm gonna chew on this one. It's
because it's a tough question for some people. For me, it's very easy.
I'm going to combine the two. I want a data center that houses addicts.
And give them a good job.
Pick your buzz, we'll call it.
You give them a good job.
Right?
Very interesting. That could be very interesting. The data centers, this is
wow, what a great,
it's a good question.
Oh.
It's a very good question.
Man.
Can I give you, so I've been doing a deep dive into data centers. Here's what I will say about data centers. I share a question about location if it actually has negative effects on water table issues. Like if it actually is bad for fresh drinking water, if it's actually proven that it's bad, I would agree with everyone. You don't want data centers if it's actually going to harm.
If it's going to pollute the water. And sometimes it's just how much water will it use, too.
But, okay, that's a perfect setup. Oh, my gosh, we're out of time again. I don't want to ruin the clock.
We're putting a 10-pound show in an 8-pound bag. That's what we do every day.
That's what we do every day. I don't want to ruin the clock, and so we're going to jump into a break here, but I want to present you with some water usage facts.
Okay.
That you're going to find. I'm just going to set them down.
We're going to talk about buying the trash from Taylor Swift's wedding.
We'll save that.
No, I'd rather talk about water usage.
Okay. When we come back, I'm going to give you some stats on water usage.
Okay.
I'm going to, like my earlier comment about the vast majority, I'm going to set it down. If you choose to pick it up and hold on to it and make it part of your thing, that's totally cool.
I love this.
And if not, you leave it right there to wither and die in the hot sun.
Cool.
Stick around. We got all that and so much more. Again, hit us up on the
Casino Resort text line.
888-973-5476.
Yeah.
You can choose a data center or permanent supportive housing, but you got to choose one. Let us know. We'll be right back.
KIRO News Radio, where you hear the John Curley Show, afternoons 2 to 7.
So the places that you want to be throughout the entire year. You want to be in Vermont for the fall. You want to be in Washington, D.C. for the cherry blossoms. And then you want to be in Seattle for about 6 weeks to enjoy a summer that you will tell everyone is the most beautiful place in the world to be. For the World Cup happening right here, it's perfect.
The John Curley Show. Subscribe to KIRO News Radio on YouTube and watch live or later.
Hey, Jake Skorheim here. I want to tell you a story. You find a used vehicle you like, but you keep shopping just to be sure. By the time you go back and that vehicle's gone, you feel horrible. Or worse, you buy it and then you get home and you realize it's just not right, not the right vehicle for you or your family. But it's too late. Now you own it. Or is it? Sunset's 48-hour used vehicle exchange means that if you take a used vehicle home and you have second thoughts, you can bring it back. Pick out something else. As simple as that. No pressure, no fear of making a mistake, no FOMO, And when you combine that with Sunset's oil changes for life, repairs for life, warranty protection for life, you are covered from every angle for as long as you own it. This is the biggest no-brainer in a world of no-brainers. Check it out at Sunset Chevrolet in Sumner, Sunset Ford of Sumner, or Sunset Kia of Auburn. You might as well pick out a vehicle while you're there. You've got nothing to lose. You just get more at Sunset, and people do like that.
I'm Bradley Johnson with 1-800-DUI-AWAY. Let's talk about soccer. Serious passion, inhuman stamina, and yet exaggerated injuries. Soccer is one of the few sports where overtime is a little subjective. One thing we know is that many fans enjoy game day with craft brews. Be sure to keep a clean sheet. It's not worth trading in those bicycle kicks for riding your bicycle to work. When being pulled over for DUI, there are rarely yellow cards, only red. So play it safe and don't go off sides. Call 1-800-DUI-AWAY or go to 1-800-DUI-AWAY.com to schedule your free private consultation. If you're stopped for DUI midfield from home and there are no free kicks, make it your goal to call 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
1-800-DUI-AWAY! Do you get sinus infections, congestion, sinus pressure and pain, sinus headaches? You've gone to the doctor. You visit urgent care over and over again. And it's always the same thing, right? Oh, I know. Let's try antibiotics and some nasal sprays. But they just keep coming back. You may suffer with chronic sinus infections. The good news? Relief is possible. How? A minimally invasive procedure called the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic. Imagine a procedure so delicate there are no narcotics. Less cutting means less bleeding, so no packing, and no operating room. The Sinusoft procedure is designed for the clinic. If you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure, and congestion, find out if the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic, is the solution for you. Call and set an appointment today. 206-388-2770. 206-388-2770. That's 206-388-2770.
Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, Friday through Sunday, Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, Friday through Sunday, Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. 18-month interest-free financing. Our factories have demanded we sell 1,000 hot tubs and swim spas this weekend. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Huge factory incentives, factory rebates. This weekend only, Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. We can remove your old hot tub. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Deep, deep discounts. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Just relax and enjoy. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Friday, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Free admission. Free delivery. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Call 833-SPA-SALE or visit hottubandSwimSpaSale.com.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Join the conversation and text your favorite show on the KIRO Newsradio text line at 888-973-KIRO. That's 888-973-5476. Powered by Muckleshoot Casino Resort.
Les Schwab Tires has been proudly serving communities for over 70 years, and we've collected thousands of inspiring stories. Like Kate, who was off on a long road trip with her best friend when the dash lit up like a game show. They find the nearest Les Schwab. Turns out they really needed an oil change. It was done in a flash. Road trip saved. At Les Schwab, we're proud to keep you rolling. Les Schwab Tires. Our greatest story is yours. Stories are composites inspired by real customer feedback.
All right, welcome back to the show. I'll tell you what, we have a banger of a question of the day. And this is a continuation of that. This is like a continuation from segment 1. If you guys missed any of that, go back and listen. Question of the day. Would you rather have in your backyard a data center, which Federal Way is saying no, they're saying moratorium on data centers. Absolutely not. Emergency. They did an emergency vote. Even though they said before the emergency, we just want to be clear, nobody's actually inquired. There's been no applications at this point. Nobody's actually asked to have a data center in Federal Way, but we want to plant a flag right now that we are just like Seattle. So you can either have a data center, and you have to choose one of the two, data center, or just like opened up in Kirkland, a permanent supportive housing facility that's basically a no barrier entry, and they don't kick you out if you're doing illegal drugs. You can choose one of those two, and you have to give me reasons why you want the one and not the other. And you can get us at 888-973-5476. All right, Spike, I told you I was going to blow your mind with some water stuff.
Yeah.
You want your mind blown about data centers? You want
Every
your
chance I
mind blown?
can. You bet.
That's what I'm doing in my spare time. I'm reading about water tables.
Oh, I thought you were thinking of ways to blow my mind.
Thinking of ways to blow your mind about water tables. Because it's summer. Everybody enjoys water in the summertime. All right.
I'm kind of crazy about it in the winter, too.
It's great in the winter.
Yeah.
I'll take it anytime I can get it.
Drinking it, washing in it.
It's the best. It's absolutely the best. These numbers come to us from the USDA, and they also come to us from the U.S. Geological Survey website. So you can check these out at USDA.gov or USGS.gov if you're interested. Okay. Data centers. Probably the biggest thing that people say is the problem with them is what they're worried about. Energy costs skyrocketing for other things that are not data centers.
It's funny you say the biggest concern because it's kind of a triumvirate, a trinity.
Oh, I always think of it as two.
Well, it's
with a third being noise.
Noise pollution, water pollution, or intrusion, usage, and rate and energy rate hikes for the surrounding areas. Yeah, those. I think they're all kind of on equal footing.
So, the energy thing, we can set that aside because there's just different types of data centers.
You've been on a bar stool, right?
Yes.
You take one leg out, it falls over. You got to have all three to make a data center. I think to make a data center a bad idea in your area. Yeah. You got to have all three.
And if you have a data center that has, for instance, its own power source, as many of these do, and they're out in the middle of nowhere, a lot of these, I understand. Like, I'm not,
Yeah, and the evolution of data centers, they're understanding these pushbacks from communities, and they're making the adjustments. So that's my argument for maybe saying no for a few minutes makes them come back a little harder for a second date.
I don't know. Let me just give you water facts.
Give me
I'll
water.
drop them down for you.
I'm sorry.
Because I doubt very highly that Federal Way would have a city council meeting with an emergency addendum to stop putting in golf courses. Would you agree?
Great. Another great quote. Text us now. I don't think they would.
I don't think they would.
One nation under God, liberty, justice for all. Data center! That's how quickly they got to it.
Would they fight a golf course?
Probably not.
Okay. So
some people would, but not as a city council.
A mid-size, there's different types of data centers. There's like large hyperscale data centers. Those are the ones that you're talking about, like out in the middle of like Arizona desert or whatever. Yeah. And then there's like the mid-sized data centers. They're the ones that they're talking about putting in a place like if somebody applied for Federal Way. There's just not a whole lot of land available. Those mid-sized data centers use about the same amount of water as one golf course. But I don't think but they would generate vastly a lot more money.
Yeah, crazy amounts of money.
Crazy amounts of money.
Yeah. For its size, relatively crazy amounts of money.
For its size. Yeah. A single busy car wash. I love a car wash. We have a bunch, like I'm not going to name them.
It's a great place to launder money too. I've seen on TV.
That could be a great place. It's also a great place to get your car cleaned.
One of data centers are a good place to money launder.
So a mid-sized data center could use about somewhere between 2 and whatever, 200 million gallons of water a year.
Okay,
which sounds like a lot.
It does.
Do you know how much a single car wash uses?
I'm going to guess equivalent to that you're talking, right?
No. It's a car wash.
Okay.
20 million gallons of water a year.
Wow.
Which is a lot.
It's a buttload. It's a clinical term.
Here's a crazy number for you. This absolutely blew my mind. You guys can all take this home and blow your friends' minds with this as well. U.S. data centers consumed, and this is in 2023, so this number will increase.
Oh, yeah.
Dramatically. But U.S. data centers consumed 17.4 billion gallons of water in 2023. Sounds like a lot.
Yeah,
Yes?
billions of them, yeah.
Okay, that's equivalent to 160,000 American households. Sounds like a lot? Agriculture. Do you know how much was used for agriculture, for farming and things like that?
In America?
In America in 2023.
I can't imagine.
128 billion gallons a day.
Oh, that was well played.
A day.
A day. Okay, well, food matters.
17 billion gallons a year versus 128 billions a day for agriculture.
But I like
don't
almonds.
think almonds.
I know, dude. Almonds.
Oh my gosh, I could go into almonds.
I can't believe what we're giving up for almonds.
Or avocados.
I know, right?
It's crazy the amount of water that we're using. And to say that data centers are worse off for you than a golf course
that seems a little hyperbolic.
Come on,
we could be the last generation that enjoys avocados. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, I hope not. I love avocados. No, I'm a grow it all. I'm not worried about it.
At some point, we have to choose between life and avocados.
Not any time in my lifetime. All right, we got a lot more coming up. 1 o'clock rundown coming up next. Stick around.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
State Senator Jamie Peterson drafted one of the state's most progressive taxes to date, the income tax on millionaires.
Engaging conversation.
We pay teachers the 4th highest of any state in the country.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
The Seahawks, they're bringing it home again.
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO Newsradio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
And the match is about to begin.
Most of the team is out with COVID-19, so there'll be some substitutes tonight.
What's this? We have an unexpected guest on the field.
It's a dog. Well, they could do with extra players.
She's going for the ball.
Are front paws hands or feet?
Soccer season is full of surprises, and COVID-19 could be one of them. If you test positive, prescription medications may help. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Learn more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Lots of places can expose you to identity theft.
Oh, no.
That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity, which is way more than anyone can do on their own. If we find anything suspicious, like new loans or changes to your financial accounts, we alert you right away, all through text, phone, email, or the LifeLock app. Get the alerts that could make all the difference. Save up to 30% with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
You know, I used to think all money managers were the same until I spoke with Fisher Investments.
Really? How different are they?
Fisher's investment counselors are dedicated to service, not sales, keeping clients up to date on their portfolio.
Well, they probably just invest in a bunch of mutual funds like I do.
Nope. They build a tailored portfolio based on their clients' personal goals, helping them stay on track for a comfortable retirement.
Well, they must make commissions selling products.
Actually, Fisher doesn't sell any commission-based products. They're a fiduciary, and they believe that's a conflict.
Then they have some kind of complex fee structure.
Nope. Fisher has a simple, transparent fee that's a percentage of their client's portfolio. So they do better when their clients do better.
It sounds like Fisher really is different.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Fisher Investments, clearly different wealth management. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com/different. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
When your car breaks down, you need to have a shop that you trust and can get you in without waiting. This is Sully. That's why I trust Bucky's Complete Auto Care. No appointments are needed. I walked in with an AC problem. The Linwood Bucky's got me out in under 3 hours. Full diagnostics, problem fixed with no upselling. And the repair didn't break the bank. But don't worry, if it is expensive, Bucky's has easy financing. Family owned since 1970, a local company you can trust. Go to Bucky's.com and drive with confidence.
All right, I'm very excited to be speaking with Phil Mitchell. He is a new advertiser on the show. He owns Sunset Auto Family. Phil, welcome.
Thanks, Jake.
I want to talk about something that I cannot stress enough, how valuable this is for anybody who's looking for a car. You guys do oil changes for life. What does that mean?
Well, basically, it means if you buy a car that qualifies for oil changes for life, we're going to give you 5 oil changes a year. And they're about $150 now. You know, oil goes up and down, but guess what? We're going to change the oil for as long as you own that vehicle on us.
Like you're saying, oil changes are $150. They're even more if you're driving a diesel. And so you hold on to a vehicle for 10 years, that's like $10,000.
Oh, it can be even more than that. We've got a guy that's been changing his oil since 1985. He's gotten more oil changes than the car cost, and we're still changing it for him because that's what we do. We're your lifetime dealer.
And this is what people are going to get at Sunset Auto Family.
That's right. Great service for as long as you own the vehicle.
Oil changes for life. Only at Sunset Kia in Auburn, Sunset Ford, and Sunset Chevrolet in Sumner. You just get more at Sunset. And people do like that.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. The U.S. saying it has not carried out any new strikes in Iran since last night following reports of explosions in Iran. Iran also targeting U.S. military installations in the region. The tensions come as Iran held burial services for the former supreme leader killed in the initial days of the war. Here's ABC's Patrick Revo.
The funeral has not been disrupted. We obviously see here the Iranian regime attempting to use this as an orchestrated display of unity. It's brought out onto the streets its most hardcore conservative supporters. Of course, there are millions of Iranians who also don't support the regime. It is also a show of defiance from the regime, and it's one that's well-timed because it's coming as we see the ceasefire fall apart, and once again, the U.S. striking Iran.
Former U.S. Olympian David Hearn pleading not guilty to a felony charge in court. He's accused of vandalizing the new liner at the Lincoln Memorial Reflecting Pool. At Wimbledon, American Coco Gauff losing to Carolina Muchova in a riveting semifinal match. This is ABC News. In Mississippi, the family of Nolan Wells, who died while celebrating the July 4th holiday on Horn Island with friends, are searching for answers. State authorities suspect the 18-year-old may have drowned, but are still investigating. Family attorney Ben Crump says they'll conduct their own independent investigation and autopsy.
We're trying to be very transparent because the family has some concerns about the state of Mississippi doing an investigation of the death of a young black man where young white students may be looked at as having some culpability. So the family is concerned about that.
A terrifying moment on the Brooklyn Bridge yesterday as a man was seen scaling the bridge's cables.
The person was walking across the steel cables from a pillar on the bridge, forcing police to restrict traffic and launch a rescue mission. They later took the climber into custody.
ABC's Sophie Flay. On Wall Street this hour, stocks are up. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
The Chelan Hills fire has destroyed one of the most unique and popular vacation rentals in Washington. Well, details on that in just a couple of minutes. Meanwhile, overhead power issue continues to have light rail service suspended in Seattle between Northgate and the Capitol Hill station. Let's get a look at the rest of the roads with Lori.
Traffic is brought to you by D.R. Horton. 405 northbound, right at 527. All lanes are reopened, but the bigger slowdown is actually southbound. So Linwood to Bellevue, 27-minute drive. It's down to a 9-minute slowdown. Eastbound 16 at Union, we have a collision taking up the left lane of the ramp. 164, still really slow, approaching 160th. Everett to Seattle, 42 minutes. That's a 12-minute delay. 20-minute drive, SeaTac to Seattle. You start slowing right about Michigan and finally shake free once you get past I-90. The D.R. Horton National Red Tag Sales Event starts this Friday, July 10th. Visit drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder and equal housing opportunity builder. I'm Lori, KIRO, real-time traffic.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. For Nate Connors, I'm Frank Lindsay. We're still watching a situation in Puyallup this afternoon. An explosion reported at an apartment in the 300 block of 9th Avenue Southeast a little earlier today. So far, no reports of any injuries. Police say there is no danger, but there are a lot of police and fire vehicles out in that area. They just want you to be aware of what's going on there. Cadaver dogs back out in Douglas County today, searching for any potential victims of the Chelan Hills fire. KIRO 7's Brooke Griffin traveled with the sheriff behind the fire lines.
Everywhere you look, charred houses and cars.
We've had fires in this area. We've just never had fires of this magnitude and devastation.
Douglas County Sheriff Tyler Kale says the Chelan Hills fire spread so quickly. Some firefighters barely made it out alive.
It became so hot, their tires started to pop. and rather than drive down the road with popped tires, they decided to back the truck into where it was, and then they ran from it.
Deputies also drove through, piling people in their cruisers.
One person died in the fire trying to get away from the flames. The fire about 75% contained. One of the most unique and popular vacation rentals in Washington was destroyed by that fire. The underground home in Orondo was famous for its cozy Lord of the Rings design. It was the famous Hobbit Inn. We're now seeing and hearing what it was like when a man allegedly attacked a King County Metro bus with a machete. Charging documents show Daniel Couch tried to board that bus near 4th and Jackson last Thursday. Driver wouldn't let him on, saying he recognized him from a previous incident. Prosecutor's office say that's when he used a machete to smash windows of the bus and also the windshield. He's charged with second-degree malicious mischief, and he could face up to 5 years in prison if he's convicted. We're going to get that video up on mynorthwest.com. And just when Washington drivers were catching a break at the pump, prices may be going back up.
The average for a gallon has gone down about 60 cents in the last month in Washington, from $5.60 to $4.99. Diesel is down 70 cents. But the U.S. and Iran have started trading strikes again. The U.S. has revoked Iran's license to sell oil, and Ukraine has been attacking Russian refineries. The national average is up 5 cents overnight to $3.84. Washington's prices are down 1 cent for now. Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
And your weather forecast, mostly sunny, 77 today, 71 tomorrow, a little cloudy, and then a mix of sun and clouds on Saturday, 71 degrees, partly cloudy, 74 on Sunday. We're at 67 right now in downtown Seattle. I'm Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio. With your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome back to the show. 1 hour down, 2 hours to go. We have so much to get to in this segment. We call this the 1 o'clock rundown. What we're doing is we're looking at the biggest headlines, whatever the most viewed stories are, from coast to coast. So they don't have to be in Washington State. We do a lot of local stuff here.
Try to, yeah.
It doesn't have to be in Federal Way data centers. It doesn't have to be at a permanent supportive housing facility in Kirkland. It could be in Maine with Graham Plattner.
And funny enough, this is a story that may affect Washington residents because control of the Senate could have a huge impact on your life here in Washington.
We could have a story out of Kentucky with Mitch McConnell, which we do.
That may be number 2 on our list.
But we're going to start with the continued strikes going back and forth between U.S. and Iran. This was from, Iran launched more missiles at U.S. allies today. They're saying that at least 14 people were killed in U.S. airstrikes over the last 2 days. This whole thing kicked off because they had this ceasefire that was tenuous at best. It was, but it's interesting. I listened to an audio clip the other day. I was very surprised. I'm not going to tell you who said it until after I tell you what was said.
Okay.
Who basically said this plan, this very long plan that was kind of explain to the audience what an MOU is.
Memorandum of Understanding.
So it's not an official, let's sign on the dotted line and call this thing good. It's saying we are agreeing that we have a basic outline which could lead to a peace deal, which we eventually would sign, and then it would become
it's like a preliminary agreement.
Until it's not.
Yeah.
So they had this memorandum of... MOU. That's better.
Everybody calls it that because no one can say memorandum.
How many points was it? Was it like 21 points or something like that?
I thought 17, but maybe 21.
There's a lot of points.
Yeah.
I watched this former senator explain how... What was that noise? This former senator... Did Mario just jump on a
magic memorandum?
Yes. As this former senator explained how this actually is not a horrible plan laid out to achieve peace, and believe it or not, said this is probably actually, given how unstable that region is historically and how difficult they can be to deal with, as is evidenced by the fact that they broke a ceasefire and fired on 3 ships that were heading through the Strait of Hermes. President Trump then responded. The U.S. then responded. Now they're just going back and forth. Do you know who that person was? Hillary Clinton. I'll find the clip.
Yeah, okay.
She's basically explaining. She goes, listen, she kind of sounded reluctant saying it, but she's basically saying, this is not the worst plan.
And given where we are.
Given where we are, it's not the worst
plan. Where this
could
go, this is a much better alternative than what we faced today on Thursday.
Well, this was
this is before it all blew up.
This is before the ceasefire.
Yeah,
broke apart.
Expired.
Yeah. But the Dow is not faltering at the moment because of it, maybe it's recovering a little bit from what it may have lost yesterday. Gas prices, unfortunately, are probably going to go back up. Everybody's just getting tired of the high gas prices.
Well, Frank and Lindsay had in the last newscast, Ukraine is bombing Russian oil facilities. The Strait of Hormuz is officially shut down again.
Yeah.
This is going to be a long slog if we're headed towards escalation, not de-escalation.
And we had dropped down a bunch.
60 cents last
60
month.
cents a gallon, which was I was really feeling that. Yeah. I buy a lot of gas, and I'm pulling up to the gas station. I got sub 5 one time. And I was basically just walking around offering to fill up other people's tanks. I'm like, how much you getting?
On me.
On me.
I'm pumping it forward
up to a gallon.
Yeah.
That's nice. I don't know, man. I want this thing to be over. I want it to be done. I know that everybody out there is obviously feeling the same way.
Well, Iran is striking at U.S. allies and U.S. facilities in the last 48 hours.
And we talked about this yesterday. It's like, what if they break a ceasefire? There has to be some retaliation in some form. Maybe it's attacking some of their base. I don't know what, but you got to do something to let them know that, like, hey, that's not okay.
Yeah.
You can't just start shooting at ships going through the strait, because then the whole region becomes unstable and nobody can plan on anything, and it just ends up being a nightmare.
Global economy likes stability. We ain't got none.
We like stability. We want it. I want cheap gas. That's what I want. I want cheap gas, and I know you do too. Can we move on to story number 2?
I've been dying. No, bad choice of words. I've been itching to get to this story. This story smells kind of funny to me. Again, no pun intended. I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to write these jokes. I'm not trying to write these jokes.
No.
We're talking about Senator Mitch McConnell, who's 3 weeks ago, emergency services were called to Mitch McConnell's house.
Hospitalized.
And he was, by all accounts, and they didn't name, there's recordings of the emergency response to the home, and no person was named, but a person was unconscious, CPR was performed, someone was in cardiac arrest.
According to NBC. Yeah.
According to NBC. So for the last 3 weeks, Senator Mitch McConnell has been in a hospital room in Kentucky.
Unseen by the public.
Unheard from except for those in his close circle.
Except for those in his close
members
circle.
of the Senate, various conservative correspondents.
Scott Jennings said that he had a phone call with him.
20-minute conversation with him, yada, yada. And yesterday...
He has not been seen publicly since June 14th.
Right. And they're being very secretive about his condition, and they're citing privacy, which I can respect privacy. I get that.
Yeah.
2 days ago, the governor, Beshear of Kentucky, wrote a formal request for clarification on his physical condition. And I haven't heard any response from that yet, but I'm wondering if the governor of Kentucky is allowed to ask for more.
Well,
than just he's doing fine in a letter.
Well, it's
at some point,
obviously it puts him in a tricky spot as the governor, because you don't want to look like you're being a bully to somebody who's having a difficult health situation.
Yes,
but at the same time,
if there's someone who's physically incapable of doing the job, then the constituency of Kentucky, of Senator McConnell and the American citizenry at large, they have a responsibility to be forthright with the public.
They should obviously, feel confident that their representatives are of sound mind and body. This is what the Governor Beshear said in a letter that he's released. He said, Kentuckians have grown increasingly concerned about the current state of your health and well-being and ability to hold office. He says, obviously, he hopes that he's doing well, and he wishes for a safe and speedy recovery, but he would like a public display somehow of...
I hate to say the words proof of life, but that's what everybody's calling for.
That's what it seems like. Here's the thing about McConnell. Not a young man. What is he, 84 years old?
Yeah.
84 years old. Not a young man.
And he's had very public health scares.
He has had some very serious... I was surprised by this. This goes all the way back to 2023.
Mm-hmm.
Can you believe that was 2023 that he had that freeze up? Remember when he was having those freeze ups?
I would have guessed 8 months ago.
Me too.
That was 3 years ago.
3 years ago. How crazy is that? Listen to this.
We're not trying to be disrespectful. We're not. At least I'm not. I know you're not. I may feign not trying to be disrespectful.
No, neither of us are trying to be disrespectful. We want, obviously, it doesn't matter how you feel about his politics. And I agree with him on many things, and I disagree with him on some things. And you still want to make sure that everybody's, healthy.
Yeah,
you don't want them. You don't want them.
I'd like him to enjoy some time.
Yeah.
In his life.
I disagreed with Biden on a lot of things, but it brought me
You
no
don't wish
joy.
him- yeah, you
I don't.
don't-
It brings you no joy to see somebody who's struggling and
Right,
obviously
right.
having cognitive issues.
Right.
But this was him. This is really crazy audio when you think about him. He's giving he's at the U.S. Capitol. He has just finished giving a speech. He's like answering questions in front of the press.
Yeah,
in
and
front of a gaggle
as
of
we've
press.
seen them all do 1,000 times.
Yes, which he has done his entire career.
Yeah.
Except this time, he just freezes in the middle of it. And because we're obviously an audio medium, we're not showing the video of this right now, but the video of him, people who have elderly people in their lives who are suffering from, certain cognitive things, or could be Alzheimer's or something like that. There's a look that he gets in his eyes that you see and you just go like, oh, this guy
he's vacant.
He's having a tough time right now.
It could be, I'm not a medical professional. It could be a stroke. You're looking at the guy watching this happen in
You
real
don't know.
time.
Yeah.
And it's serious. All you know is that's serious. That's not nothing.
Listen to this audio.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. We're on a path to finishing the NDA this week. It's been good bipartisan cooperation and a string of
Everybody's just kind of waiting. He's standing there. One of his aides comes over and leans in his ears, talking to him.
And he still doesn't respond.
Are you good?
And you can see genuine concern growing on the crowd.
Anything else you want to say, or should we just go back to your office? Do you want to say anything else to the press?
Go ahead, John.
I'll take that. Let's go back to you.
Go ahead, John.
That was 3 years ago.
That was 3 years ago. So then he has this, and then he comes back, and then they're asking him whether or not he's going to be running for re-election because he's now had this very public freeze-up. This is, again, 2023. He said this very public freeze-up. They're asking him if he's okay. A lot of it was just, like he's dehydrated or whatever. And that happens.
Sure.
That does happen with some of the older folks. And again, he freezes up. This is the second time.
what are my thoughts about what?
Running for re-election in 2026.
That's
Did you hear the question, Senator? Running for re-election in 2026?
Oh, dude.
All right, I'm sorry, you all. We're going to need a minute. Senator.
Was this also 3 years ago?
Yeah, 23.
okay.
Somebody else have a question? Please speak up.
I mean, and he obviously dealt with whatever he had to deal with at the time, and then he recovered to the point where he could continue doing the job.
Yeah.
He's
had falls.
He then shortly thereafter he announced that he was stepping down from his leadership position.
And not
he was
seeking
also
re-election.
not seeking re-election,
Yeah,
so he was going
exactly.
to finish out his time, which ends in January. So he's right down to the wire right now. And
Here's the issue, because if he's incapacitated,
yeah,
then the governor of Kentucky has the obligation to temporarily fill the seat.
Well, he actually doesn't have that power anymore.
It's a very convoluted situation. He's got the ability to, the seat
He can call a special election.
Call a special election. The seat can be filled. He can't appoint someone.
Yes.
The Kentucky state legislation took that power from the governor.
Yeah.
Through legislative practices.
So should the seat become vacant, he can call for a special election. The winner of that election
would serve
then
till
take the seat until the time where his
Yeah,
regional term ends.
right, in
They
January.
then could seek re-election.
Right, as an incumbent.
Yes, which would be
Right,
helpful, but
which
it would
would
still
be
be.
helpful. But the problem is, if they don't make any kind of determination about McConnell's condition until August 3rd, that ability to fill that seat becomes null and void. And that is just an empty seat. And if he's incapacitated, because there have been reports that he was brain dead. I'm not trying to be disrespectful.
Oh yeah, there was
But
questions
there have
about whether or
there have
not.
been
Yeah.
questions, and I find it incomprehensible that no one in that hospital has leaked information about, oh, he's up and he's walking the halls, or he's talking, he's having a meal. It would be so easy to dispel rumors that he is incapacitated, that he's unconscious, that he's brain dead.
Yeah,
It'd be so easy to dispel that. The fact that nothing has come out, that takes power.
Well,
to silence everybody in that sphere, to silence everybody down. And I'm just putting on my tinfoil hat right now.
Sure.
But to silence everybody, and no one has come out with this, and they refuse.
Well, Scott Jennings was on CNN. Yeah. He said he talked to McConnell. Here's a little clip of that.
Rumors about him being dead or brain dead, or his body's being hidden somewhere. I've seen all kinds of crazy things on the internet. That's obviously not true, because he picked up the phone and called me, and that was a good thing.
You spoke with Mitch McConnell today. What did you talk about? What did he say?
We talked for about 17 minutes. He talked a lot about the situation with Iran.
He's like, I did most of the talking, but no, just kidding. That's a bad joke.
I know. Do you believe that he talked to him for 17 minutes, and they talked about Iran, they talked about Ukraine, they talked about so many issues. They talked about Plattner, he said in that conversation Scott Jennings did. I find that almost as unbelievable as...
Let me finish the clip, and I'll give you my response to that.
And talk a little bit about Ukraine and what's going on in Europe.
Did you come away feeling like he's still capable of serving the people of Kentucky as senator?
I came away feeling that he was staying on top of the news. Again, I look, his condition and why he's in the hospital or when he might come out, or look, that's.
Do you know why, and are just saying it's not at liberty to share?
I do not know why.
They then asked if they could call. They said, well, let's call him right now.
Call him up. You got him on your phone? He's in your contacts.
This was smart of CNN.
Hunt.
This was smart of CNN to do this. Like, hey, if you're talking to him and he'll take your call.
You want to make some news, Scott?
Pull your phone out right now. Let's do it.
Do you think he'd be willing to call into the show? Could we get him on the phone now?
I wasn't really expecting him to call this morning, to be honest. So when the phone rang and I was able to talk to him, I was frankly pretty grateful. I mean, as I said, I've known him since I was a teenager.
And I'm not trying to be disrespectful.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I would say, I believe if I know you don't like Scott Jennings, and that's totally fine.
He's got a job to do.
Yeah. I do like Scott Jennings. I find him, number one, I find him very entertaining on CNN. He's very entertaining
as do I.
I also find Jason Rantz very entertaining on CNN.
As do I.
He often will be there when Scott Jennings is not there, filling in that Scott Jennings type role.
He's got that point of view.
So I do, I believe if he says that he talked to Mitch McConnell, I don't think that Scott Jennings would risk it would be a complete risk of his career if it turned out that Mitch McConnell if it turns out that Mitch McConnell is all of the things that the tinfoil hats are saying, and Scott Jennings made that up and lied on national TV, that's the end of Scott Jennings' career. I don't think he would go out on a limb.
I'll go you one further. How about the Senate Majority Leader Thune? He's gone on and said, I've had long phone conversations. Numerous congressional Republicans have said we've spoken to the man.
Yeah, and I don't think people will go out on a limb to ruin their career, which it would, especially for Scott Jennings. Thune is a different case because he's voted in by people. Jennings can just be fired by CNN. They can just fire him and let him go. He loses all credibility instantly. So would he lie about that? I'm not of the opinion that he would. So
that's fair.
I believe that he had some kind of conversation. Now,
I'm the opinion that he may, but that's just my opinion.
That's totally your opinion. That's fine. Whether or not they had some detailed conversation covering all those things, how much Scott Jennings was talking about things like, hey, let me give you a little update. Like you and I are talking a lot right now. Yeah. And the audience is part of it, but I'm not hearing a lot from the audience.
I could be reading the newspaper to the guy. He couldn't be batting an eyelid, but we'd have a conversation about the news.
So how vigorous of a conversation it was, I don't know.
That's fair.
So that would be my feeling on that one.
It'd be so easy to put all this to rest. It really would. And again, no pun intended.
Yeah, it could be a situation where they're saying like, hey, you know what? This guy's going to be up on his feet in the next week or two. He's 83 years old. I mean, like it's why people have conversations about term limits.
Yeah.
But
amen to that.
It's if he's up on his feet in a few weeks, is he going to be able to do that tomorrow where he can publicly speak to people and not even make people more worried about his health? It obviously not, because he's not out there doing that.
Right. And that was
if he was able to, he would. So, do I think that he's dead? No. But we'll find out how healthy he is.
The country deserves to know what's really going on in the real status. And I hope for the best.
Sure. All right. We have very little time to get to our last segment. We gotta quickly get to it though. Graham Plattner, he has said that he is dropping out. This is our third story.
Suspending his campaign. Does that mean it's done?
Here's the thing.
Okay.
And I'm going to leave you with this question. You guys can answer it in the text line if you want to. This is from Axios. This is a scoop. Graham Plattner has told staff privately that he is planning to officially drop out and file his paperwork to end his Senate campaign, which he's required to do in order to fully get out, on Monday. That is the deadline to drop out. Now, if he fails to do that, they cannot replace him.
Right.
Let me ask you this question. Given all the allegations against him, given all the history we know about him with his Reddit posts and all these different things, all the pictures and the sexting scandals and everything like that, do you think that there is a small chance that he's still negotiating for some, like, golden parachute, or he just decides if he doesn't get whatever he wants by Monday, like a big giant order to his oyster farm, if he doesn't get that by Monday, he just doesn't have time to file the paperwork, and then he's still on the ballot?
There's no way that happens. I don't think there's any way that happens.
Then why isn't he getting out today? He could file the paperwork today.
I bet we hear something. Tomorrow's our last show of the week. I bet before close of business for us at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, he's officially out of the race. The Democratic State Party of Maine, they're going to have a convention. They're gonna try to do this without. They're not going to make the Kamala Harris mistake.
They can't do anything until he files.
No, yes, they can. Well, they can plan. They've got a 500 delegate convention planned.
We can all plan.
People have announced their candidacy.
Till he files,
they're built.
It matters not.
I know. You're right. He's still got the hammer.
He's still got the leverage.
Yeah.
So it's still going.
I'm saying by 3 o'clock tomorrow, he's a done deal.
All right.
Done like dinner.
We'll keep watching it. All right, we got your question of the day coming back. Stick around. We'll be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Insulation Northwest.
Dear Ursula, I have a group of friends who have bonded over...
Hi, I'm Ursula Voitin from the G and Ursula Show, and I'm launching a new podcast called Ask Ursula. This is your space. Real life, real questions, whether it's about family, friendships, love, and yes, even the fun stuff like travel and finding your signature scent. Hit me up and ask your questions at mynorthwest.com/Ursula. I look forward to connecting with you.
At mynorthwest.com and the G and Ursula YouTube channel.
Hey, Spike O'Neill here for Aegis Living. Next Saturday, July 18th. July 18th, I'm going to be doing some cooking, and I want you to come over and tell me how I did. Plus, my band's going to be playing a live show at the Aegis Living facility in Ballard. We're having an open house. We're going to have chefs from across the Northwest Aegis Living facilities come in and test their wares, show off for you. President Chef Dirk of Aegis Living is going to have a cook-off with me. We're going to try our favorite family recipes, and you tell us what you like best. Listen to the band. There'll be a free wine tasting, free food tasting, $2,000 in raffle prizes, free concert. Go to aegisliving.com/KIRO and RSVP today.
Now is your time to get into a new D.R. Horton home by taking advantage of its National Red Tag Sales event this Friday, July 10th through Sunday, August 2nd. Stop by any of its participating communities and find select Red Tag homes at incredible pricing. So whether you're buying your first home or looking for an upgrade, you don't want to miss the Red Tag Sales event starting this Friday. Discover the D.R. Horton difference. Visit drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
Hey, it's G. Scott. Let's talk real for a sec. Summer is supposed to be about sunshine and kids having fun. But when the kids are home all day, that grocery bill, yeah, it grows fast. That's why I want you to know about Sunbucks and why our friends at Safeway are helping get the word out. If your family qualifies, you can receive $120 per child to spend on groceries this summer, food in your cart, and a little less pressure on that budget. And let me be clear about this. There's no catch, no judgment. This program is simply about making sure kids have enough to eat when school is out. Here's the important part. Many families are enrolled automatically, and a card may already be headed to your mailbox. But some families do need to apply depending on income and where you live. So take a couple minutes and check. Visit freesummermeals.org. That's freesummermeals.org. Safeway, looking out for your family this summer. Once again, that's freesummermeals.org.
Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, Friday through Sunday, Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, Friday through Sunday, Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. 18-month interest-free financing. Our factories have demanded we sell 1,000 hot tubs and swim spas this weekend. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Huge factory incentives, factory rebates. This weekend only, Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. We can remove your old hot tub. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Deep, deep discounts. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Just relax and enjoy. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Friday, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Free admission. Free delivery. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Call 833-SPA-SALE or visit hottubandSwimSpaSale.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Annie's first oil change wasn't as hard as she thought because she went to AutoZone, where a friendly AutoZoner helped her find the right oil and save on an oil filter. He explained the job and showed her free how-tos on AutoZone.com. When she was done, AutoZone recycled her old oil for free. Get a free oil filter and more during the Celebrate Free event at AutoZone, now through July 27th. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Restrictions apply.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Hey, I want to introduce you guys to a brand new sponsor to the show. I'm very excited to welcome Phil Mitchell from Sunset Auto Family. Welcome to the show, Phil.
Hey, thanks, Jake. Nice to be here.
It's so great to have you here. I want to jump right into something that you guys offer that is such a benefit to anybody out there looking for a vehicle. You guys have 48-hour used vehicle exchange. Tell me a little bit about how that works.
Well, basically, we want to take the fear out of buying a pre-owned vehicle. So we give you 48 hours. You take the car home, you decide if you like it. And if you like it, you keep it. If you don't, you bring it back, and we try to find you something you do like.
All right. So let's say a scenario. I see something I love. I'm worried that it's not going to be there next time. So I jump on it real fast. And then I get it home to my garage, and it doesn't fit. I can bring it back?
You can bring it back, and we'll find you something that does fit. It just takes all the fear out of it. There's no more guilty feelings. You don't have to be stuck with it for 5 years or 10 years. You bring it back, we find you something that works.
Sunset Kia in Auburn, Sunset Ford, and Sunset Chevrolet in Sumner. You just get more at Sunset, and people do like that.
Nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all. Sound like your home? Then call for your free inspection.
InsulationNorthwest.com. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. Washington election officials are pushing back after the Justice Department accused the state of allowing non-citizens to vote. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports the DOJ has told the states to comply with federal law or else.
Citing the National Voter Registration Act, the DOJ has given Secretary of State Steve Hobbs 5 days to respond to accusations Washington is allowing non-citizens to vote or else face possible criminal prosecution. State Attorney General Nick Brown recently denied similar claims about mail-in voting fraud.
When you see these bogus claims, think about it. Ask for evidence. Ask hard questions. Don't just accept it.
Hobbs' office calls the DOJ's letter an attempt to resurrect disproven claims about rigged elections, and they're reviewing to see if the DOJ's request is even legal. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
U.S. and Iran are renewing strikes as hope for a ceasefire quickly fade. Iran claims U.S. strikes hit 2 bridges along a route leading to the funeral of the country's former supreme leader. ABC's Patrick Ravel reports.
The funeral has not been disrupted. We obviously see here the Iranian regime attempting to use this as an orchestrated display of unity. It's brought out onto the streets its most hardcore conservative supporters. Of course, there are millions of Iranians who also don't support the regime.
U.S. says dozens of Iranian drones have been intercepted since last night. To the closing bell reports, investors shrugging off concerns over the war. The Dow gained 139. NASDAQ closed up 336 points. S&P 500 gained 61. Competition to buy the Seattle Seahawks may be down to 2 groups. That's according to Front Office Sports. One is led by a minority owner of the Boston Celtics and a former majority owner of that team. Other group is headed by a San Francisco 49ers minority owner. The Allen estate put the reigning Super Bowl champs up for sale back in February, hoping to close a deal before the season opener in September. At 1:33 now, we go to the real-time traffic desk and say hello to Lori.
Hello there. Traffic is brought to you by Seattle Sports. Tacoma to Seattle now is 38 minutes. Southbound 405 slows through Bellevue, making your drive from Linwood 23 minutes. Now, we cleared an accident northbound at 527, but now we're seeing another slowdown past the scene. and it's taking you about a 4-minute slowdown if you're heading from Bellevue to Bothell. US 2 slows both directions, approaching 522 in Monroe. You can always listen to your favorite local sports content on the FM dial on 97.3 HD2. I'm Lori, KIRO Real-Time Traffic.
The morning clouds have burned off, making way for a sunny afternoon with highs in the mid-70s. Tomorrow could see some very light showers, also again on Saturday with highs in the low 70s. Right now we are at 70 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. This is quickly becoming my new favorite permanent segment on the show. Our question of the day. Our audience is very funny. They're very insightful.
They are.
And
I don't want to pigeonhole them as just comic relief. They're actually sometimes very well read.
Yes.
You know,
and some of them I'm not convinced can read, which is why I think a lot of these are talk to text.
Oh, that's cool.
Here was our question of the day. We said, would you rather have a data center in your backyard? Because this is a marriage of two stories. Federal Way has preemptively banned data centers
for a year.
Yeah. Just to be like Big Sister Seattle, and even though nobody's applying to put
no one has asked.
Nobody's asked them on a date.
No, I don't want to dance. Nobody asked you. Okay, thanks.
Exactly.
Prom night all over again.
So Federal Way is doing that, and then Kirkland just announced that, not Kirkland, but King County was just to have this big ribbon cutting for a Plymouth Housing permanent supportive housing facility that's no barriers, and you can go in if you have drug problems.
Chock full of supportive services, but none are mandatory.
Yes, and they won't kick you out if you're doing illegal drug. All the stuff that nearby neighbors who live there, who pay to live there, were like, hey guys, this is not something we want here at all, at all.
And if something happens to one of my family members, to paraphrase a call, I will sue them.
Your bleep. Yeah. Yes. So anyway, the question of the day was, would you rather have, and you have to choose one, would you rather have a data center in your backyard or a permanent supportive housing facility? Let's start out with Doug in Mount Vernon. Spike, please do the honors.
Doug in Mount Vernon says, if I've got to have one, a data center. I would prefer AI telling me random stuff instead of my neighbors, my new neighbors.
That's very
funny.
funny.
Don't really live here. That's great.
That is very funny.
Yeah.
206 says, I would take the data center in a heartbeat. We have a Plymouth project in my neighborhood. I say let's try something that doesn't attract the crime that we've got with that option. Which is the only reason. It's not because people are cold of heart in Kirkland and they don't want to help people who are living on the street. It's because they don't trust that the people that are going to be placed in this facility are going to be the good neighbors that Plymouth Housing is saying that they're going to be. Mm-hmm. If they are addicted to drugs and if they have these mental health issues, if they need a higher level of care, then maybe can actually be offered, because you can't force somebody. These places are not forcing them to get help. They're allowing them to do the drugs. And so neighbors in Kirkland are like, guys, we don't want these near our schools. All right.
Mark in Nisqually says, how about brownouts and the use of massive diesel generators? Let's throw in, would you rather try being a good human being and possibly help the down and out, or help billionaires and big corporations?
All right. Thank you, Mark.
I would offer real quickly. I know we have limited time. Data centers do more than help billionaires and big corporations. We all use the stuff that results of data centers.
If you use a phone, you are a data center customer.
I got to tell you, Mark, I appreciate your point of view, but you are a beneficiary.
Yeah. Irene from Tacoma says data centers also affect air quality, temperature, and noise. It's a lot more than water usage. Irene, you did not give us an answer, so you cheated. So you do not pass go.
I think she gives an answer. I think she picks.
She picks
supportive housing.
Supportive housing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kevin from Renton says you have to remember data centers raise the price of our electricity. They can also raise the price of wastewater and water. So if you want higher bills, which I know you've been complaining about, data centers will do that.
Thank you, Kevin. 206 is Plymouth Housing over a data center. People can change. I'm sorry, I'm reading wrong. People can change, and communities can help them change. Once the data centers are built, they have already ruined the landscape and used up all the water sources. Plymouth Housing needs to be based on an application and must be completely vetted of felons, pedophiles, etc. Obviously, you don't want pedophiles and felons moving in, but you are going to have drug addicts. You are going to have people with severe mental health issues wandering around these neighborhoods, which did not have them before.
And we're not doom scrolling here. There's evidentiary proof that these centers, even with the best of intentions, bring a dangerous element into a community. Fernando in Seattle says, I would choose the wraparound supportive shelter. As a person that has volunteered at 10 cities and shelters, I can honestly say that the people that go to these centers are the ones that want to get clean, get a job, and get a permanent home.
And then says, what would Jesus do?
Yeah.
Or JD. He might be talking about somebody named JD. That's also possible. Thank you, Fernando, very much. 425 says, we've been in Kirkland for 25 plus years. Kirkland once was a nicely quaint, kind of cool small town. The current city administration is doing its darndest to recreate a Bellevue-like community here in Kirkland. In other words, it really isn't even close to what it once was those many years ago.
Well,
again, not answering the question, 425.
And also, what is?
Yeah, everything's
changed. Yeah, come on, buddy. We
Everything's
love you,
changed.
425. Roger in the 206 says none of them should be allowed to use drugs. If the stupidest thing, it's the stupidest thing in the world. Here, have a free house and do all the drugs you want. Buddy, I think you're preaching to the choir. Raj.
206, these facilities are frequently not the best neighbors. A perfect example is the Plymouth Housing on the corner of 105th and Aurora. What used to be a restaurant and parking lot is now Plymouth Housing, called Aurora House, and has turned that area into a sad and scary zone after dark. I mean, we've all seen, if you're in the news business, you do see these stories pop up. And if you look into the proximity of, some of these facilities, it's not a coincidence, I don't believe.
And the best intentions are great, but it's not enough. I mean, if you're going to ask this of a neighborhood, you then provide the support and the protections that the neighborhood deserves.
100%.
We're like you said, it's not about being cold of heart.
Yeah.
It's about being sound of mind from what the neighbors are concerned about. CJ and Bothell. Who's going to make the homeowners whole when their property values drop?
Great question. Yeah. Okay, so these are a few also additions on your idea for a data center that houses homeless people. This is interesting.
I thought, can you save two birds with one stone?
Yeah. So Steve says they would have the copper stripped out of the entire building on night one, Spike.
I hadn't thought that through. Steve, I think you may be right.
That's crazy. That's a funny answer.
Warren in Tacoma says, I want the data center that has homeless housing above it and that is paid for by profit from the data center.
There you go.
The cool thing is it will be cheap to heat the home during the winter and good water access. Put security on site to keep the homeless from causing mischief and stealing copper, as addressed to Steve's point.
There you go.
Which serves any criminal element like prostitution and drug dealing. Just kidding, but also not really kidding.
It's not the worst idea because those facilities, too, are massive. Some of those can be really big. So you could have like the warehouse on bottom with all the data.
Well, I mean, if you
and then the people on top, like Boeing during World War II, just put a little village up there.
If you take the monorail in Seattle, you drive by office buildings between Seattle Center and Westlake Center. You actually drive by a couple of data centers.
Yeah.
That are in the second, third, and fourth floor of commercial building space.
Yeah.
We talk about having 37%, 38% occupants or vacancies in our commercial spaces. These are the kind of data centers that are already among us.
Fill them with data centers.
We've already got 30 data centers in Seattle.
Yeah.
The moratorium Seattle passed was against large data centers, and I can see where that would be a factor when you talk about what can and can't come in. And it might be the same thing with the supportive housing units. We're not against them. We're against them being under-supported, under secure.
And I gotta throw this back in there because the number shocked you earlier, and I want
the water,
the water usage. So a mid-sized data center uses about the same water per year annually as a golf course, and nobody's scared of a golf course. Here's the other thing: data centers in 2023. Again, these are 2023 numbers, but they would climb 17 billion gallons a year for data centers. That's how much they consume in 2023 in total. Irrigation in the and that's across the entire United States. Irrigation in the United States.
Same time frame?
Same time frame. Okay. Consumed 128 billion gallons of water a day. Vastly, vastly more water than data centers. I mean, we're talking like trillions and trillions of gallons a year.
That's about 40 trillion.
A year.
Quick math. Yeah. I may be a little off, but it's close to 40.
It's like 38 and change.
Okay. Oh, you do? Okay, great.
A year
yeah.
in water for agriculture, and we all love agriculture.
I would say, though, giving me data center facts from 2023 is comparing the number of log cabins on the land as opposed to high-rises on the land. That's how fast data center growth has in the last 3 years.
Well,
it's been insane growth.
Okay. Okay, that's a fair point.
Yeah.
That's a fair point.
But the amount of water
Overall,
consumed, those numbers translate well.
So where are we at? Overall, do people want data centers or they want supportive housing? It actually seemed kind of split.
It seemed pretty evenly down the middle split. Yeah. I think we got to have both.
I think it's a marriage of the two.
Yes.
It's Spike's idea. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. We'll be right back.
KIRO News Radio, where you turn for the news you depend on.
A political shakeup for Democrats that represent Seattle.
Traffic.
Right now, Auburn to Renton at 25 minutes. That's a good 10-minute delay.
Conversation.
3 people on the floor can't cover 20 aisles of plexiglass. They're doing their best. It just doesn't work.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
And the party begins.
Broadcasting live from the KIRO News Radio YouTube channel. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Hey, Spike O'Neill here for Integrity Roofing and Construction. The summer's here. The heat is coming. It's here already for a lot of us. Is your home ready? Is your insulation up to speed? Give Integrity a call today at 206-202-ROOF and schedule a free inspection, free video inspection, free roof assessment. Find out how your home did through the rainy season. See if you need a little repair, maybe a full replacement. They can do it all. They can do repairs, replacements, restorations. They've got a design team in-house. Their work is impeccable. The reviews online will tell you the same, and I'm one of those reviews. Go to integrityrc.com. Take a look for yourself. integrityrc.com.
Did you know that 4,000 women are diagnosed with breast cancer every year in Washington state? I'm Dr. Suzette Miranda with Northwest Hope and Healing. We provide financial support for breast and gynecologic cancer patients in our community. Join us at Life in Color, a summer brunch, auction, and fashion show on August 23rd at the Somme Hotel in Woodinville for an unforgettable afternoon of inspiration. Get your tickets now for Life in Color on August 23rd at nwhopeandhealing.org. That's nwhopeandhealing.org.
Do you get sinus infections, congestion, sinus pressure and pain, sinus headaches? You've gone to the doctor. You visit urgent care over and over again. And it's always the same thing, right? Oh, I know. Let's try antibiotics and some nasal sprays. But they just keep coming back. You may suffer with chronic sinus infections. The good news? Relief is possible. How? A minimally invasive procedure called the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic. Imagine a procedure so delicate there are no narcotics. Less cutting means less bleeding, so no packing, and no operating room. The Sinusoft procedure is designed for the clinic. If you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure, and congestion, find out if the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic, is the solution for you. Call and set an appointment today. 206-388-2770. 206-388-2770. That's 206-388-2770.
Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, Friday through Sunday, Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, Friday through Sunday, Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. 18-month interest-free financing. Our factories have demanded we sell 1,000 hot tubs and swim spas this weekend. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Huge factory incentives, factory rebates. This weekend only, Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. We can remove your old hot tub. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Deep discounts. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Just relax and enjoy. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Friday, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Free admission. Free delivery. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Call 833-SPA-SALE or visit hottubandSwimSpaSale.com.
And the match is about to begin.
Most of the team is out with COVID-19, so there'll be some substitutes tonight.
What's this? We have an unexpected guest on the field.
It's a dog. Well, they could do with extra players.
She's going for the ball.
Are front paws hands or feet?
Soccer season is full of surprises, and COVID-19 could be one of them. If you test positive, prescription medications may help. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Learn more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Lots of places can expose you to identity theft.
Oh, no.
That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity, which is way more than anyone can do on their own. If we find anything suspicious, like new loans or changes to your financial accounts, we alert you right away, all through text, phone, email, or the LifeLock app. Get the alerts that could make all the difference. Save up to 30% with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Hey, I'm not one to say I told you so, but do you remember last year when I told you that Pure Talk was hands down the best wireless company that I'd ever used? Well, some of you were skeptical, but Consumer Reports just asked 120,000 people to rate every wireless company in America, including the big boys. Well, guess which company was the only company to get 5 stars in every category? Yeah, Pure Talk. Coverage, support, value, data. 5 stars across the board. No service contracts, no cancellation fees, just great U.S. customer service on a crazy fast 5G network for a fraction of what you've been paying. I'm not going to say I told you so, but I will encourage you one more time to dial pound 250, say micro, and switch to a 5-star American wireless company that won't let you down. Pure Talk.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for fast, friendly service with guaranteed repairs. With 16 family-owned locations and a Carfax preferred badge, Bucky's makes it easy with same-day service and available financing. Visit Bucky's.com.
Les Schwab Tires has always believed that taking care of people is the right thing to do. Today, that means more than trusted service. It means delivering real value, too. That's why we're lowering prices on hundreds of tires without changing the service and expertise you've always counted on. Consumer Reports named Les Schwab the best tire retailer for 2026. We'll keep working every day to earn your trust. See leschwab.com for details.
All right, welcome back to the show. This is one of those stories that I never would have come up with something like this, and it's one of those things where you see a good idea and you just kick yourself. Why didn't I think of this?
This story makes me proud to be an American and ashamed at the same time to be an American, right? I mean, because you're right, this is a genius idea.
It's genius.
But the fact that it's real,
that it exists,
it's a little embarrassing.
All right, so tell the audience what this crazy, stupid, genius idea is.
So last week on the 3rd of July, a week ago tomorrow, Taylor Swift was married to Travis Kelce in Madison Square Garden. 1,000 exclusive fans. No photographs were taken. VIP only.
Just
in Madison
T&T
Square
married,
Garden.
as in just with 2 T's.
You know,
That's what it says.
There's been a photo embargo of this event because we're all speculating there'll be a produced
splashy
Netflix special, whatever, HBO Max. You know, you saw how Taylor Swift took her concert tour, the Eras Tour, and turned into maybe the biggest global concert and live music experience in history.
Yeah,
with you could watch it in movie theaters. It came to cable television.
We'll come back to whether or not they're going to capitalize on making the money of it.
But somebody's not waiting. Somebody's not waiting. There's a street artist in New York named Justin. I want to say Gagnier. I'm not sure how to pronounce. Gignac. As an artist doesn't say Gignac.
Is it Gignac?
An artist says Gignier. I don't know. Anyway, this guy is taking $25 mini cubes of trash that is 100% authentic garbage refuse from the Taylor Swift wedding.
And
he's packaging it up in a clear transparent cube.
You know what it looks like? Do you remember back in the 80s they had those glass blocks that people would make shower walls out of them?
Yeah, it's a glass block. Yeah.
Glass block.
Yeah.
It's exactly a glass block. That's what it looks exactly like. And inside the glass block, this is probably plastic or plexiglass or whatever.
Yeah.
Inside is just a little refuse from the area.
From the garbage from the streets.
This is what it says on the website. There's garbage on the floor after the party. Reads the description for the $25 mini cube of trash. There's glitter on the floor after the party, again, on the website. And there's inside these little bits of, whatever these are, plexiglass or something. There's just a little bit of trash.
Yeah, $25 for a little plastic cube that's branded with just TNT.
Married,
Just NT with a little TNT. Just married. Sticker on the box.
And
$25.
$25. And I'm on the website right now.
Get one for me, would you?
Collected from the edge of a love story outside Madison Square Garden, as close to Taylor and Travis's big day as you could have gotten without an invite. This is the debut of Pocket Garbage. So you can carry a piece of the greatest day of their lives wherever you go.
Pocket Garbage.
Sold out. Sold out. Question, Laura.
Well, listen.
The obvious question.
Did you think to get two?
You're a massive fan.
The resale on this is going to go crazy.
You're a massive fan.
Only $25.
Would you do it? Be honest.
Yes.
Yes.
But
it.
With a caveat, as a journalist, because I want to pick through it like you do with owl pellets.
You'll ruin it.
I want to see if I find anything in there.
You don't want to
anything
ruin
interesting, anything that could break the news.
Don't ruin it. I think your resale idea is a better one.
Well, it'll be on the. She's not wrong. It's going to be in the aftermarket. Getting it at retail price for $20 a cube.
Let me check
is
eBay
a
right
steal.
now.
Check eBay right now.
A steal.
This actually is like what a stupid, brilliant idea. Somebody has literally like spinning gold. You've just picked up trash, and you're selling it for $25 a piece. I assume these are very tiny because he says that you can fit it in your pocket and you carry it wherever you go.
You will not believe what I just found on eBay. Somebody is selling air from inside the wedding for $50,000.
Oh, come on.
Come on. Yeah, okay.
They got to take that down. So I saw on a similar website to eBay, one of those sites, somebody was trying to sell air and they took it down because I don't think there's a way to verify air.
Yeah.
But the trash this seems like verifiable, actual. I believe that this is trash from nearby.
Well,
it could just be like people's street trash. So
that's what my question was. There's probably a sticker, may contain additional garbage from the streets of New York City.
Yeah, it says
kind of like a hot dog.
Right.
Yes. What is that? A rat in there?
They say the cubes contain things like a left ear pod that somebody dropped, a ring pop, glitter, a piece of a rainbow fan. It's trash from the floor of inside at Madison Square Garden that this guy
outside.
It was outside?
It's outside.
It's not even inside?
This is just New York City street trash. People are buying it for $25 a piece.
Oh, eat that, America.
And it's sold out. Good for him.
So I'm again proud of this guy.
Yeah,
and ashamed as a nation.
We should get him on the show. Can you request an interview with this guy?
I'll reach out.
This would be great. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. Let's talk about Katie Wilson for a second when we get back.
Sure. Yeah.
She's got, speaking of junk, she's got junk fees that she's going after. We'll talk about it next. Stick around.
KIRO Newsradio, where you hear the John Curley Show, afternoons 2 to 7.
So the places that you want to be throughout the entire year. You want to be in Vermont for the fall. You want to be in Washington, D.C. for the cherry blossoms. And then you want to be in Seattle for about 6 weeks to enjoy a summer that you will tell everyone is the most beautiful place in the world to be. For the World Cup happening right here, it's perfect.
The John Curley Show. Subscribe to KIRO Newsradio on YouTube and watch live or later.
All right, I'm so excited to be talking with Phil Mitchell. He's a new advertiser to the show. He owns Sunset Auto Family. Phil, welcome.
Thanks, Jake.
You guys offer something that I think is so valuable. We have so many listeners in our audience who are business owners and a lot of people who are driving commercial vehicles. You guys are basically like a perfect silent partner because you offer repairs for life on these commercial vehicles. Tell me about that.
Well, basically, repairs for life means any vehicle that we repair for over $250, we're going to cover that repair for as long as you own the vehicle. So if you got a commercial fleet and you put a transmission in your 250,000-mile truck, we're going to cover that for life.
And you think about the value added there for a small business owner who is trying to stretch every single mile out of these vehicles.
You don't even have to buy the vehicle from us to get the repairs for life. Basically, we want to service your entire fleet. So if you bought your fleet from somewhere else, let us service it. We'll give you repairs for life. We're going to save you thousands.
Love it. Only at Sunset Ford and Sunset Chevrolet in Sumner. You just get more at Sunset, and people do like that.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly, and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me, and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-572-3344. That's 800-572-3344.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort.
Your coffee would never get cold. Your flight would always be on time. And your mattress would always respond to you and your unique sleep needs. Sleep Number mattresses are designed to respond to your body and shift with your changing life, helping you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number. To a good life's sleep.
Don't wait, insulate. Last year, American Crawl Space and Pest Services gave over $2 million in insulation rebates from PSE, more than any provider in the state. If your home was built before 1990, you're eligible for recouping up to 95% of insulation replacement costs. Insulate with American Crawl Space and keep your home warm during the winter and cool during the summer.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
Hey, how's your money situation? Are you ready for retirement? Well, if you want to know what the pros are doing to make wealth multiply and retire like royalty, then you need to listen to this show, Sound Path Through Retirement, with Ben Koval and Matt Leibarger. Get your money right and tune in every weekend, Saturdays at 10 a.m. and noon on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Thinking about a new roof or exterior upgrade, but worried about the cost? This is Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. We've created our summertime savings event to make it simple and affordable. Save up to $3,000 off your exterior project or get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest up to 24 months. And every qualifying GAF roof is backed by our lifetime Golden Pledge warranty. One call gets you started. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today. Held to a higher standard since 1968.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. The U.S. and Iran renewing strikes this week, leading to a break in that temporary ceasefire. The U.S. hitting Iranian targets in response for Iran shooting at ships in the Strait of Hormuz. ABC's Patrick Reevell says the conflict comes as Iranians hold funeral services for the late supreme leader.
Iran says that the U.S. struck 2 railway bridges on the railway route from Tehran to the city of Mashhad, where the funeral of Ayatollah Khamenei is taking place. We understand from Iran that trains were disrupted. Some trains were delayed by the destruction of these 2 bridges. And Iran's foreign ministry has linked the strikes to the funeral.
Iran also targeting American bases in the Middle East. U.S. Olympian David Hearn appeared in court pleading not guilty for allegedly damaging the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool liner. His client claims he's a scapegoat. Severe heat taxing residents in the southeast. Dangerous triple-digit heat index is building through Saturday. This is ABC News. Protests continuing in Houston after a Mexican national and father of 3 was shot and killed by ICE agents. Homeland Security officials say Lorenzo Salgado Orujo was trying to ram agents with his car and that officer shot in self-defense. The family says he lived in the U.S. for more than 3 decades and was killed on his way to work. Here's ABC's John Quinones.
Growing outrage in Houston after a man was shot and killed by ICE agents earlier this week. New video appears to show the moment an ICE agent cuts off a white van. Later, also seen in disturbing new video from a passing car, Lorenzo Salgado Araujo lying bleeding on the street, surrounded by agents.
In Maine, Graham Plattner says he's dropping out of the Senate race due to funding issues. He says the Democratic nominee was facing a string of allegations, including a new claim of sexual assault by a former girlfriend. Plattner denies the allegations. I'm Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
Going behind
all the wireless companies in America, only
fire
one.
lines after a destructive wildfire in Douglas County. It's after Lori at the real-time traffic desk.
Traffic is brought to you by Seattle Mariners. Let's start with the Link Light Rails still not running between Northgate and Capitol Hill. No estimated time of them running. It's due to a power situation. Tacoma to Seattle right now, 38 minutes, and Linwood to Seattle, 29. That's still a 7-minute slowdown. Looks like US 2 westbound slows as you approach I-5. We have some ferry delays today. Mukilteo to Clinton, an hour wait, and Point Defiance to Tahlequah. We've got an hour wait there as well. Don't miss firework nights all summer, presented by T-Mobile. Next up is the 2000s Decade Show, July 17th. Get your tickets at mariners.com/fireworks. I'm Lori, KIRO Real-Time Traffic.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. Crews now have the upper hand on the Chelan Hills fire in Douglas County. It is now 75% contained after destroying 19 homes. KIRO 7 TV's Brooke Griffin spoke with the family that lost everything.
The shock of starting over is still raw.
I started crying because I looked over and it was just... It's been our home for a long time.
Douglas County Sheriff Tyler Kale says the next few days are critical as the crews move from a defensive to offensive strategy.
Make sure the fire's out, do our best to make sure that we're not leaving anybody on the hill behind. Make sure that everybody's accounted for.
One person died in those flames as they tried to drive away. The fire was human-caused. A criminal investigation is ongoing. Police now looking for a suspect behind a stabbing in Seattle's University District. KIRO 7 TV's Lindsay Sheldon reports.
The campus alert system sent out a notice a little after 7 last night after police say somebody was stabbed in an alley near 47th Street between University Way and Brooklyn Avenue. The suspect is described as a man in his 30s with dirty blonde hair, last seen in blue shorts and without a shirt. If you spotted anything, if you know anything, call Seattle Police.
Police in Puyallup now say an explosion at an apartment appears to be a fireworks incident gone wrong. Police and fire crews still on scene at that complex on 9th Avenue Southeast near South Meridian. Investigators say the blast was contained to a single unit. No word yet on any injuries. And there's a new home on the radio for Cougars in Western Washington. Our sister station, 710 Seattle Sports, announcing a new multi-year partnership with Washington State University Athletics. Director of Athletics, John Harlow.
We've got such a large amount of our fan base out here, alumni out here. We want everybody to get to Pullman as often as they possibly can, but we try and find ways to bring the Cougs to the west side, make sure we're meeting our fan base where they are.
Starting this fall, you can catch Cougar football and men's basketball on Seattle Sports. Women's basketball games will stream through the app. To your forecast now, morning clouds have burned off. We are looking at mostly sunny skies for this afternoon. More clouds over the next couple of days, and highs will be in the low 70s. Chance for some very light rain for tomorrow and Saturday. Right now, 72 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio. With your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome back to the show. 2 hours down, 1 hour to go. We're like 45 minutes from last call, so if you guys want to get in any text messages right now, you have something to say, there's just a burning desire to get your opinion out there that you want us to read on the air and credit you so you become famous, you can do that right now. You can text us at the Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line, 888-973-5476. We'll get to those at last segment of the hour. That's our last call. But to start this, we have a couple stories we want to get to. We're going to get to some Katie Wilson stuff. Katie Wilson, mayor of Seattle, wants to ban junk rental fees. And a lot of people like that idea. And when you read the small print, when you sign up for apartments, it can be very frustrating for folks. So we'll get into that story. And then in just a minute, we have more stuff. We didn't have a chance to fully flesh out all the Graham Plattner stuff that's happening.
Yeah.
Which is still, crazily enough, an ongoing story. That's not finalized yet. There's a lot of moving pieces to that.
You'd think it would be. This is an easy call to make.
Easy. Well, we'll get into that in just a second.
Almost as easy it was to endorse the guy for a lot of these people.
Well,
they sure pulled up stakes.
You got to be careful. Yeah,
right.
They pulled up stakes.
They pulled up stakes real fast on this guy. The only person only person still paddling is
Graham Plattner.
Plattner, yeah, toward
Luckily,
the falls.
He's a man of the sea, so he knows how to do that. We'll get to that in just a few minutes. Katie Wilson, though, did you see this article, Seattle Times?
I did.
What's your take on this? So she's basically saying, let me give you some of the details, and then I'd love to get Spike's take on this. That's you. She wants to ban these junk fees that sometimes are associated with apartment rentals, and a few of these are she can't get. She has no, you have to have them. There's security deposits. There's utility surcharges. There's late rent payments. These are These are tools in the
rental
basket?
business. Yeah, in the bucket.
Tools
the toolbox.
in the quiver?
In the toolbox.
Tools in the toolbox.
Yeah,
Where do you keep tools?
Of the in the junk drawer in my kitchen. Of the property ownership in this city.
Yeah.
Is a tough thing. But the mayor's acknowledging that renting in this city is also tough.
Sure.
This is part of her push toward affordable housing, and she's saying that junk fees contribute to the unaffordability of rental housing or rental properties in Seattle. As you mentioned, things like late fees, security deposits, utility charges,
Key replacement,
all these things. These are going to happen. It's a cost of doing business.
You can't get rid of those.
It's the other fees that she says she wants to ban.
And some of these are pet rent, mail. What does mail mean? Is there fees for people who collect mail?
There are fees for properties who provide safe mail facilities.
Oh,
if you want access, blah, 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 blah.
Like a box.
Yeah.
And then they charge you for a key for the box or something. Okay.
Yeah.
In-unit appliances, use of checks or money orders to pay rent, and use of the common area would be disallowed under this new thing.
We've got a rooftop deck, but if you want to have access to that, there's an additional fee for that. Those kind of things.
Gotcha.
And the mayor's this is a proposal to the city council to ban these fees, except.
Well, let me read you what she said, and then you give.
Okay, go ahead.
That's a big but.
I think we're heading toward the same. Yeah.
She says when you go to rent an apartment and you see the sticker price on your monthly rent, and then you sign your lease and you find that in the fine print there are all kinds of obscure fees that you're also on the hook for, that's not a good feeling, Wilson said. They add this layer of unpredictability, lack of transparency, and cost that renters are finding really challenging. This is a quote that she gave to Seattle Times. So here's the thing about these, Spike. What's your take on these? She wants to ban pet rent, fees, mail, in-unit appliances, use of checks or money orders to pay rent, and use of common areas. Fees for common area use would also be disallowed. But can she actually stop people from charging for these things? That's where it kind of gets into a tricky area.
That's the issue I have with this story. And I think all those things, if the mayor wants to ban those fees, I get it. Those are the ticky-tack ways that property owners or property management companies, often the case, add additional value to the services they provide and the properties that they hold.
Yeah.
And I want to take issue, if I can, for just a minute with the writing of this story.
Yeah.
Because the headline, Mayor wants to ban rental junk fees. Great. That's an attention grabber. That's Dave Croman from the Seattle Times, right?
Sure.
Dave the Crow Croman. All due respect. All due respect. The guy is their political writer at the Times. He knows his game. That's a very misleading headline. Because what the mayor's proposing is not a ban on these fees. Because it's about transparency. The following, you read a great quote. The next paragraph says, Wilson acknowledges it's possible that these fees could be tacked on to the cost of rent.
There it is.
But they
it's not a ban.
They would have to be disclosed.
It's a disclosure.
Yeah, if you put the word hidden junk fees in the headline, that'd be a more honest headline.
Here's the better headline. Mayor Wilson wants a disclosure of junk fees. That's what the mayor would want.
Or a ban of hidden junk fees.
Yeah. Seattle mayor wants to ban rental junk fees. But it's not a ban, like you said. It's a disclosure of junk fees.
They just have to and that's a win. That's a small win.
Because of a disclosure.
It's an incremental win.
Yeah.
At least you know what you're getting.
Okay.
It's a real price. I mean, there was a push toward real pricing, honest pricing, actual pricing.
Yeah.
For tickets, for example. When you buy tickets on the aftermarket, seats are this much. To check out, they're like double, right? Because of fees, additional fees.
You want to start with fees, Katie Wilson? You impress people? Do service fees for online stuff. We were buying movie tickets the other day. I don't live in Seattle, so it's not really an issue, but we were buying movie tickets the other day. For a matinee movie, the service fee, we were buying 5 tickets, was going to be $15 for the service fee of buying it online. It's a bot. It's just a computer I'm buying it from. Like, how much is that computer really working? It's not like they're sludging their way over from a coffee break. $15?
A friend of mine, I hear you. A friend of mine bought, not to be down the rabbit hole, but it's about hidden fees.
Yeah.
A friend of mine bought tickets to a live show coming to town.
Oh, good luck.
He took a look online at one of, and I'm not going to name anybody because everybody's the same in this arena.
Yeah.
The tickets were more than double the price once you slapped fees on.
Insane.
He went to the venue and bought them.
Yep.
Directly.
That's what we did.
At $135 a ticket, which is no small chump change. But when he went to check out, they were $270 per ticket with all the additional fees. They doubled the price of his wanting to see this show. And
paging Nick Brown.
Yeah, that's an industry-wide problem
about
service fees.
Yes,
and you're right. It's not like they've got some nice person waiting by the phone to help you select the best tickets and navigate.
It's just a computer.
It's a computer. It's
tacking
AI.
it on. Exactly. This
AI's
AI.
making more than
AI.
Than Zach Brown's band is making. AI's making more.
So here's the problem with her saying that I'm going to make these transparent, these junk fees. Right now, if I move into an apartment, I'm not doing this, but let's say a person is going to move into an apartment.
My kid just moved.
Okay.
Her and her husband just moved.
They just moved. They want to rent an apartment. Do they have a dog?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
2.
They probably had to pay an extra fee to have those dogs.
They sure did.
Now, to me, if I'm the property owner, that's a justifiable added-on fee because that dog might poop on the carpet.
It may impact the ability to...
It may impact the value and the
Yep.
So you want to have an extra fee to let people know that, hey, if I'm going to have to clean this place, or if I'm going to have to, if there's some wear and tear that's happening and the value of the property goes down because the dog does something or chews on something, those are extra costs.
Maybe you got a cat that claws on the carpet.
If you wanted to move in, exactly. If you wanted to move in with a third roommate, if they wanted to have like a friend stay with them for a couple of months, the landlord would probably say like, hey, you know what? If you're having more than 2 people live here, you'd have to disclose that to me. They would charge you extra for that, and nobody would complain about it.
Nobody would.
So why is an animal any different? So what
I had a roommate who clawed the carpet too, ironically enough. You're right, that's not much different.
It's the exact same. I had one that used to go to the bathroom on the carpet. So what she's forcing landlords to do is if they're not allowed to have separate fees, these so-called junk fees, they're just going to have to charge everybody for these pets that they don't even have up front. They're going to have to say, hey, you know what? I'm not allowed to add an extra fee that's a, quote, junk fee.
Well, they're not allowed to hide the fee. That's all this. This is a transparency
Have you ever rented an apartment?
Yeah, of course.
Were there ever any fees that were not fully laid out to you legally before you rented the place?
I'm not a fair ask because it's been literally 30 years since I rented. We've been owners for that long.
The last time that I rented an apartment was in Seattle, would have been 12. No, it was not out of Seattle. Anyway, it would have been 10 years ago.
You were on Green Lake, right? You and the missus?
We were in Green Lake, but I'm trying to remember the most recent one I had. It's within the last 12 years.
Okay.
Everything is laid out. There are contracts. You sign these things.
Okay.
Because they want to be able to go back to those and say, we specifically told you
here.
Yeah.
Here it is in writing.
So it's in the fine print.
Yeah.
So if she's saying that junk fees are just fine print, that's already being disclosed in your contract.
So this is a whole lot of nothing.
Well, to me, it feels like nothing.
It feels like a whole lot of nothing, yeah.
But to Katie Wilson, it feels like a major win because somehow now, I mean, is she just assuming that the people that she's talking about are not reading the contracts? Are there people who are not reading the contracts?
I hate this. She's not wrong about that. If she's saying that, she ain't wrong.
But
and that's trying to protect the consumer from themselves.
Yes. Should she just like hire? Should there be a department in Seattle that just goes around and reads contracts to people so that they make sure to hear them?
Go to heydummy.com/Seattle.
There you go. Put it in this thing. It'll read it back to you. AI will read it back to you to make sure that you hear everything.
And I'm not trying to be disrespectful to those people who, I mean, not a lot of people, back to yesterday's story about Chris Reichtal teaching people how to be adults.
Yeah.
How to read a rental agreement.
Wanting to,
right?
Yeah.
May that be something that'd be covered in this course. Say you want to buy a car. You want how to understand
read the fine print,
how to find hidden fees, how to all these are the things that people need to know. And if maybe Chris Reichtal's policy had been in place for the last 10 years about adult responsibilities and accountabilities, you wouldn't need a hidden fee ban proposal from the city of Seattle mayor.
There you go. But I agree with you. I do think it's a misleading headline.
It's come on, Crow Man.
It's doing a lot of work to try to prop up something that's not very impressive.
Not me. I clicked on it.
So did I.
Yeah.
I was
well done, Crow.
Is that what a crow? That's not even what a crow sounds like.
Oh yeah. Oh dude. No, it's a crow. Yeah.
Caw-caw.
Yeah. Caw. Oh yeah.
That's a crow.
Oh.
Okay.
When we had our phone call this morning? Did you hear the murder at my house?
Was there a murder behind you?
Murder of crows.
Yeah.
Did you? Yeah. Oh yeah.
I didn't hear it
every morning. My wife is called.
She's befriended them, hasn't she?
She's.
Does she feed them?
Oh yeah, daily peanuts. My neighbor's livid.
Yeah.
Because my neighbor's got a brand new roof.
Oh no!
And there's crows are up there cracking nuts on his brand new roof, and he is not.
Probably
my neighbor's
pooping
not
on it,
happy.
too.
Not happy. And my wife, much like Maleficent, has cultivated this murder of crows.
She's going to use them someday.
When they come out of the house, they know me.
They know faces.
They know who doesn't bring a handful of peanuts every morning.
They do know faces.
That's why my car seems to be more covered in than hers is. Interesting.
Your car has poop on it from the crows?
Always.
Ugh.
Always. There's one spot I can't park in. I won't. I wash my car daily.
Do you think they're targeting you?
Of course they are.
Crows are actually, people think we're joking, but I'm not joking right now.
I don't mean to, yeah.
They're vindictive.
Hey, Mayor Wilson, do me a favor. You want to ban something?
There's a reason they call it murder of crows. They don't call it a cuddle of crows. They call it a murder of crows because these are dark birds.
Yeah.
I think they're depressed.
My wife loves them. There's the second generation.
You ever met a happy crow in your life?
Yeah. Sergio. Loves my wife. Happy as a clam.
Well, it's because she's giving him free stuff.
Yeah.
He's happy until the free stuff goes away.
He hates me.
He hates you. Yeah. All right.
My wife's next to me. Oh, sorry, honey. I know they're wonderful.
We're just kidding.
They're wonderful. They're wonderful creatures.
Nice. It's a nice bird.
They're protecting our home.
They're amazing birds. I bet you they're very smart.
They're insanely smart.
I do think the crows are very smart.
They're insanely smart.
Yeah, but they're also, I think, deeply depressed.
They yelled at my dog the other morning. I yelled my dog. I let my dog out in the morning, and they yelled, "Go get the old lady!"
Oh, that's horrible.
Tomorrow morning, I'll make it a point for you guys to
get a video.
Yeah.
Would you share it with the audience?
Yeah, of course. Of course.
That's great. Can we talk real quick? We didn't have a chance to fully round out the Graham Plattner thing. I have just read over the commercial break a wild piece from the Washington Post.
Okay.
And the gist of the angle that the reporter in Washington Post is taking is, let's think for a sec. I'm going to read you this headline. Graham Plattner's small hometown in Maine will never see him the same way. And then the entire article talks about what Graham Plattner's life is going to look like in his small little town of 1,200 people in Maine when he fades away into obscurity from the public limelight. And
I think it's going to look like New Mexico.
Well,
personally,
it's like I'm reading this article. I'm like, this is a crazy article, and the whole thing is kind of set up like this poor guy should not have gotten into politics. It's kind of saying that the villain is politics and not the guy who is being chased out because of all these horrible allegations.
Yeah, the guy's got baggage. I mean, come on.
Oh, boy, does he have
He's got baggage. And who amongst us hasn't harassed? I'm joking.
Let me read this just to give you a taste of this. Let me read to you a little bit about, so you've read some of the Reddit
I've read
posts.
some of the,
Have you read what he said? On Reddit,
what he said, what Plattner said,
what Plattner said on Reddit through his
I watched his
hustle.
I watched his 11-minute video from his front porch yesterday.
The Reddit posts that people refer to though are all the internet postings that he made before he became a person of note.
his baggage.
The baggage.
I've seen quite a bit.
Okay, it's enough that we're not even going to say it on the air.
Sure.
Okay. No. Here's how the Washington Post summed up what he said online. Listen to this. This is crazy to me. As Plattner's campaign accumulated controversies, including his tattoo resembling a Nazi symbol and alleged sexting with women other than his wife, he turned off some of his supporters. Separately, some of his old comments on Reddit rankled local fishermen. And then they have a parenthetical. Plattner wrote that most lobstermen were solid folks, but a few are absolutely terrible people. That's all they say.
He knows what terrible people look like.
Do you know what else he said on Reddit?
What?
I mean, we're not even saying it.
Right.
But there is a lot of stuff that I wouldn't even feel comfortable saying on a family show. And that's what he posted. It's not that he was unkind to fellow lobstermen on Reddit. That's not it at all.
That wasn't the deal breaker.
Anyway, this is a little bit of Graham Plattner. Was this just yesterday that he put this statement out there talking about dropping out?
Yeah, it was yesterday. His front porch yesterday.
Yeah.
We are suspending campaign operations. This is incredibly difficult because I know that some will think it's an admission of guilt, and it most certainly is not. We're not doing it because of the allegations. We're doing it because of the structures that are being taken away from us by those in power.
He vehemently denies that the allegations against him have any merit. He says this has been hard on him and his wife.
It has placed an immense amount of weight on me as I think about what needs to happen now. Amy and I are regular people. We were not looking for this experience. We were not looking to get into politics.
Do you believe that for a second? He was not looking to get into politics?
He was recruited. He was heavily recruited from Bernie Sanders' machine. I get that.
You think he was just walking down the road one day?
He was bartending.
He was just a bartender. Somebody walked in. They said, we're going to make you the next senator from Maine,
You
United States.
need to run for Senate. A recruiter for Bernie Sanders. There's 2 people involved in their names.
Oh, we have the audio. Yeah.
This guy, you need to be a U.S. senator. Yeah, this guy was plucked from obscurity.
Do you think it's interesting?
And slightly lightly vetted.
Very lightly.
Yeah.
As in turned a blind eye to his actual
falls
life.
To him, right? Part of that falls to him. When somebody says, "Hey, what do you think about running for U.S. Senate?" You gotta say, I got to tell you, I had a couple of dark, dirty years there. Didn't make the best choices.
I got
a couple of rough patches. Probably going to come out.
I got a tattoo you might not want to see.
I don't know a lot about. I didn't know that was a.
What?
I saw it in a World War II movie. I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was on the other team. Ding dong.
Do you think it's interesting that he filed his senatorial website before making his business an official, like his oyster farm website? Do you think that's interesting? That
speaks to who he is and what he was accomplishing.
So
that backstory would okay, and you're an oysterman.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it all seems to be contrived. Because
completely.
We know that when he talks about being like a man of the sea.
Yeah, but to be fair to the people, and they recruited him. They didn't tell him what to say. Maybe they did tell him what to say.
I'm positive they told him what to say.
But they didn't tell him to deny the truth. They didn't tell him to withhold damaging factual elements of his life. He made that decision.
No, that's on him.
I
agree with you.
He's not in any way, shape, or form a victim. In any way, shape, or form.
But they were willfully.
Absolutely.
Ignoring the things that they saw as red flags and said, you know what, we can live with that.
And there's a lot of that in both sides of the aisle in politics. Far too much on both sides of the aisle in politics.
Well, we're talking about Grant Plattner.
I know, and that's the first thing that's always said.
Here's the other
I agree with you. I'm not,
Here's the other interesting thing about Plattner. I have heard a news story that is saying those allegations against him, there's no statute of limitations on rape.
Mm-hmm.
I have heard a story. It is being reported from the Maine Wire that the Attorney General in Maine, there's questions about whether or not he contacted Plattner and said, hey, what if I were to open a case against you on these rape allegations, unless you go away? That's the question that's being asked right now in Maine. Are they leaning on him, and why did he get out right now? He has until Monday to drop out. That's the deadline.
Yeah.
So those are the questions that people are asking, like, is the AG actually saying, we can still open a case against you unless you walk away, buddy?
There is no statute of limitations. If you want to ride this out.
You want to prove that this didn't happen?
Worse news than an election loss in November.
Isn't that crazy?
It makes perfect sense.
All right.
In hindsight.
We got a lot more coming up. What are we talking about next? We had something really good coming up next. It was really good. AI. What are we using AI for?
Yes, thank you.
I'm using it for some weird stuff.
Okay.
Good, not in a weird way.
Oh, okay.
Really cool
heels
stuff.
Of that story?
Not Plattner level weird.
Thank you. Sorry.
All right, we'll get into it when we come back. Stick around.
This hour is brought to you by Davis Law Group.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
State Senator Jamie Peterson drafted one of the state's most progressive taxes to date, the income tax on millionaires.
Engaging conversation.
We pay teachers the 4th highest of any state in the country.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
The Seahawks, they're bringing it home again.
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO News Radio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
I'm going to be doing some cooking on July 18th, and I'd love for you to come try it out. I'm talking about Aegis Living Ballard is having an open house, and I'm going to do some cooking. And President Chef Dirk of Aegis Living, the president of the company, is an accomplished chef. He's also going to be preparing his family favorite recipe. We're going to have a cook-off, and you get to be the judge. We're having a wine tasting, a food tasting, $2,000 in raffle prizes. The Impalers are going to play a rooftop acoustic unplugged set for y'all. It's an open house. July 18th, we'd love for you to join us. Aegis Living Ballard, aegisliving.com/KIRO to RSVP.
I like it hot.
Beg your pardon?
Can you make it hot for me, Dan?
I think so.
Half heated ain't hot enough.
No.
That's why I called you.
Apollo Plumbing.
Yeah, my sorry old water heater.
Oh.
Ain't getting me the hots anymore.
You want hot water.
That's what I said.
That's what we do at Apollo Plumbing.
And you're ready?
Right now.
When can you?
How about today?
Same day?
We'll have you in hot water tonight.
Clever. How about an upgrade?
A tankless water heater would mean endless hot water.
Now you're cooking.
That's just for starters.
Starters?
How about we make it a worry-free water heater?
Worry-free?
Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
Which covers?
Repair, service, all included.
And when it wears out?
Apollo replaces it.
No extra charge?
Nothing.
Nil?
Nada. As an Apollo A-list member, you're covered.
And payments?
To fit your budget with approved credit, of course.
And I'm hot again.
Worry-free.
That's for me.
We're on our way.
Thanks for making it hot.
We're ApolloPlumbing.com.
Wow, Sarah, these window coverings are gorgeous. Did you guys do this yourself?
No way. It's all Hunter Douglas. My local expert came to our home, brought samples, and helped us see everything in our actual light, then measured perfectly and handled the installation.
If you're planning a remodel, moving into a new home, or simply ready to elevate how your space feels, Westco Blinds, your neighborhood Hunter Douglas expert, offers custom, beautifully crafted window treatments thoughtfully designed for life. Whether it's blinds, shades, shutters, or drapes, our products fit your windows perfectly. And with smart home options, you control the light and privacy with a tap or on schedule. Hunter Douglas window treatments are an investment in quality, backed by a lifetime limited warranty and ongoing support from your trusted local expert, Westco Blinds. Call now to schedule your free in-home design consultation. Call 206-285-5455, 206-285-5455, 206-285-5455.
Walter is a soccer player, a soccer coach, and a soccer dad. So when he injured his Achilles, it affected everything.
Every time I ran or tried to play soccer, it would just get worse.
And he wasn't the only one dealing with it.
I was a soccer parent, and within a few weeks, 2 other fathers tore their Achilles or damaged their Achilles. They went to the surgery. I went to Dr. Mark Wagner, and I was back up and running, and they were jealous because it took them months to recover. One of them never fully recovered.
That's right. Walter chose to see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports Regenerative Medicine for stem cell therapy, the most experienced in the Northwest with over 20,000 stem cell procedures.
The recovery period is so short, and the feeling that you have of being completely back to normal is overwhelming.
So, whether it's a hip, like I had, a shoulder, elbow, ankle, wrist, or knee, before choosing surgery, see Dr. Mark Wagner first. Go to drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
All right, I'm very happy to have Phil Mitchell from Sunset Auto Family on with me right now. And Phil, you guys offer such an amazing value for people who are driving their cars a little bit longer now, and you guys offer repairs for life. How does that work?
Basically, we're going to cover any repair we do for $250 or over for as long as you own the vehicle.
So let me ask you this question. Let's say that I buy my vehicle elsewhere. My transmission on my car breaks down. You guys fix it. 10 years later, I have the same problem. You guys are going to fix that again for no cost?
That's right. No cost to you for as long as you own the vehicle.
So why would you even offer this? This has got to be incredibly expensive for you.
You know what? We just want to keep our customers for life. So chances are if we do a repair for life and we take good care of you, you might look us up when you decide to get a new vehicle. And we want to be your lifetime dealer.
So somebody really does feel like they're part of the Sunset Auto family.
That's exactly right. We want you to be part of the family, and that's why we take good care of you.
Oil changes for life, warranty protection for life, and repairs for life. Only at Sunset Kia in Auburn, Sunset Ford, and Sunset Chevrolet in Sumner. You just get more at Sunset, and people do like that.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it today at carsforkids.org. Your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call 1-877-CARS4KIDS to donate your car today. That's Cars with a K.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. As the midterms fast approach, the Department of Justice is accusing Washington State of allowing non-citizens to vote. DOJ has given our Secretary of State 5 days to comply with federal law or face possible criminal prosecution. State Attorney General Nick Brown recently addressed similar allegations about mail-in voting fraud.
When you see these bogus claims, think about it. Ask for evidence. Ask hard questions. Don't just accept it.
Secretary of State's office calls the letter from the DOJ a needless attempt to revive long-debunked claims about rigged elections. Washington law already prohibits non-citizens from voting. Just when Washington drivers were catching a break at the pump, prices may be going back up. KIRO News Radio's Jillian Raftery with more.
The average for a gallon has gone down about 60 cents in the last month in Washington, from $5.60 to $4.99. Diesel is down 70 cents. But the U.S. and Iran have started trading strikes again. The U.S. has revoked Iran's license to sell oil, and Ukraine has been attacking Russian refineries. The national average is up 5 cents overnight to $3.84. Washington's prices are down 1 cent for now. Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
Well, the White House says newly opened gas stations in Philadelphia have nothing to do with the president's. The administration says the so-called Freedom Fuel Network is a private company. More from ABC, Stephen Portnoy.
The president last week did say that this one retailer is taking the lead and that others should follow. A White House official told ABC News it's a single private company we're talking about here in the Pennsylvania, Philly, New Jersey area that owns all 25 stations there, and that the Trump administration is not providing any of the funding.
The company is selling gas at a symbolic price of $3.47 a gallon, a nod to the 47th president's. The field of potential Seahawks buyers narrowing fast. Front Office Sports reports the ownership race is now down to just 2 groups. One of them is led by a minority owner of the Boston Celtics and a former majority owner of that team. Another is headed by a minority owner of the San Francisco 49ers. The Allen estate is pushing to finalize the sale before the Hawks season opener in September. Let's go now to the real-time traffic desk at 2:33. Here's Lori.
Traffic is brought to you by Carpet Liquidators. Eastbound 16 right near 36. Look out, the right lane is blocked for some debris. Seattle to Federal Way, 36-minute drive, still a 7-minute delay. Linwood to Seattle will take you 28 minutes. Westbound 90 right before Westlake Sammamish Parkway, we have a collision in the left lane. And we're looking at a 3-minute slowdown on I-90, Bellevue to Seattle. Bellevue to Everett, 44 minutes. And Bellevue to Federal Way, up to 52 minutes. Why pay retail? Save big with the largest carpet and hardwood flooring section at Carpet Liquidators. Look, 7 locations. They've got you covered at Carpet Liquidators. I'm Lori, KIRO Real-Time Traffic.
Got a mostly sunny afternoon. More clouds for tomorrow, cooler weather and some pockets of light rain later in the day tomorrow and early again on Saturday. Right now, 73 and sunny in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. A lot of stuff still to get to. We got last call in just a few minutes with your text messages, so get those in, 888-973-5476. If you have a strong opinion about something, or if you just want to praise how much you love the show, those are going to go high on the list. So get those in. All right, I saw this story. Seattle Times had this piece. I thought it was really interesting. And they were asking what happens when people use AI. Everybody's using AI these days. What kind of AI are you using? Primarily, if you spend time using AI, what is it? Is it like Copilot? Is it Grok? Is it ChatGPT?
It's ChatGPT.
ChatGPT.
Yeah, I want to make sure that I'm using the officially Bonneville sanctioned and approved partnered AI component, which I may not be in my home use. It's hard because, I want to make sure I'm getting the right information. I know we can trust the sources that we rely on here at KIRO. I'm in some pretty shady corners of the internet at home.
Okay.
To be completely transparent.
That's fair. That's fair.
Okay? Yeah.
I'm using Claude.
Steve is a guy I use.
Steve? Just call a guy. I'm using Claude, which is, I think it's Anthropic that puts that out. It's very good. I like it a lot. But this Seattle Times piece is saying, how are people using this for health matters? Because a lot of people are using it for, like if you have a very specific diet, for instance, you could go onto one of these different AI chatbots,
and say
whoever it is, and you could be like, hey, you know what? I'm diabetic and I need to be eating less whatever in my diet.
Okay.
Suggest foods for me that I can buy at the grocery store, and it will populate a list for you.
That's insanely helpful.
It is very helpful. Yeah, like things that you may not normally think of. So
hey, if I'm trying to make sure that I don't become neuropathic, or was that neuropathy, right? That's when you older folks start to lose sensations in their feet. Yeah, your feet get tingly and.
Is that what that
Not
is?
that I'm speaking from experience.
Is that what I have?
But trust me when I tell you.
I get tingly.
And there are dietary considerations and changes
Claude,
you can make.
What is my feet tingling?
Yeah. I'll tell you it's neuropathy, right? Yeah.
They say I might just need to walk around.
You
should probably just walk around. Are your shoes too tight?
Well, so what's is there a downside?
Well, they say the downside is that the problem with AI chatbots is they may not necessarily know your entire health history.
Right.
And so they're saying they may not be the most reliable. They're not to replace a doctor, essentially.
Yeah.
Don't treat them as a doctor.
Well, it's funny because we We had a family doctor for 30 plus years, a general practitioner. I mean, straight out of Norman Rockwell. This guy was, I think he started his practice in Walnut Grove with the Ingalls family.
Oh, I love
it. And he would he saw all four of us.
Yeah.
Both my kids, my wife, and I. There were times I took one of my kids in for a thing, and he'd look at me and he goes, what's going on with your thing? And all of a sudden we're having 2 visits for the price of 1.
Isn't that great?
Because
he knows your history.
He knew us. He knows me. He knows when hey, why's your ankle so fat?
Yeah.
I tell you, that's how,
He goes, your mole is looking weird. You're like, I didn't ask. Leave me alone.
No, but he cared, and he knew, and he had
or
a
he's
history.
just rude.
Well, we had, he was a little nosy. So he retired.
Oh, that's...
And it was hard to find a new doctor that was taking patients, taking new patients. We'd finally just found a new general practitioner. My wife found him, and he's agreed to take on me. He's agreed to take on my kid.
That's great.
Yeah, and it's such a relief. But I got to tell you, I was kind of, I was diagnosing myself on the internet for a year there.
One of the funniest jokes, by the way, just like quick side note, one of the funniest jokes that I've ever seen on TV was a Simpsons episode. I think this was The Simpsons, where they're looking for something, and it comes back. It was like, you remember WebMD?
Sure, that's yeah.
WebMD.
Do I remember?
You've got leprosy. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Was that Simpsons?
I believe it was.
I think it was Simpsons.
Yeah.
Anyway, so people are using this a lot. Did you find it effective when you're diagnosing with, like, is it getting you the right stuff?
More so today than when I was looking for, I said there should be a website called isthisinfected.com.
Yeah.
I send you a picture of this.
I've done that.
You send me no.
Yes.
Do you AI a picture of do I need stitches.com? What?
Okay, so we have small kids, and they're constantly outside getting into stuff.
Sure.
And they come back.
Yeah.
Also, little kid, they're getting rashes all the time.
Yeah, they are.
All the time. Yeah. And so I took a picture, one of my sons, I took a picture of something that we were like, I don't know what that is. We didn't want to get him into the doctor super fast.
No, you want to go to an urgent care clinic where you got to sit around for 3 hours.
Exactly.
And, your deductible isn't met yet, yada, yada.
So we took a picture of it, popped it into Claude. Claude told us immediately what it thought it was. But my wife, obviously, she loves the kids a lot. I do too, obviously. Yeah. And so she, just to be sure, takes the kids to the doctor. Same diagnosis.
So Claude
had it right. So it's actually kind of confirmed that Claude can be accurate on things.
Yeah.
But doesn't know the kid, all my children's, health history. And you don't want to necessarily trust all of your medical stuff to an AI.
No,
who could get something vastly wrong.
They don't get they get a lot wrong.
They get a lot wrong.
AI is fast and furious, coming it's unstoppable. It's a freight train coming at us, but it still gets a lot of stuff wrong. It's what is it called? It's not is it delusional? Self-delusional? It hallucinates. It hallucinates. AI will start.
It's getting better though.
It is quickly. It's getting better quickly.
It's just like that.
6 months ago problem is not a problem today.
Yes. So beyond health stuff, are you using it for anything else that's interesting?
Yeah, it's funny. I use AI more, and I didn't think I was. I thought I was one of those dig my heels and I'll just look it up myself. But it aggregates research for me pretty quickly. It finds out, hey, where is this legal? Where is this not legal? How does this affect the yada yada yada?
Give me citations so I can make sure.
We were talking about the Chelan fires today, and I was thinking, we mentioned the Hobbit Inn was destroyed in the Chelan Hills fire, and I'm thinking, and I know that I was talking to Luke Ducey. He's going to have a story come about insurance coverage in high-risk fire zones or the lack of coverage.
Yeah.
The numbers I quoted to you earlier.
Yeah.
That
78%
of homes in those high-risk fire regions have been deemed high risk by insurance companies, and the cost of insurance has doubled.
Yeah.
And the amount of homes that have been deemed uninsurable or insurance has been canceled has also gone up 58%.
You found that out? You just asked AI. I told you.
And it aggregated all these. It is. It's a tool.
The other day, we were going.
I had to fire the research department. She was sad.
Well, whatever.
But that's the cost of AI.
Tell her to learn how to be an AI.
That's right. Yeah. Go back to school, get another degree.
We were going over to our friend's house for 4th of July, and my wife wanted to make something to bring, like a homemade thing. And we got in our heads, we're like, wouldn't it be fun to make something 250 years old, not actually at all, but like something from the era.
Okay.
So we asked Claude, we said, give us based on like our normal pantry stuff, give us a recipe for something that we could bring, which would be Revolutionary War era dessert.
Oh, okay.
They ate a lot of pound cake back then, apparently.
Really?
Yes. And so it gave us a Revolutionary War era Martha Washington recipe for what was essentially just a pound cake. This one was like a sugar loaf cake.
Yeah.
So we made it, and and it was great.
Yeah.
It was, and you're eating it thinking like, this is what George Washington might have eaten.
Historical reference. It was real. Yeah, it's great.
And it was like a little add-on. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
And then the other day, I was at the golf course, and my swing was horrible, and I'm just not feeling it. And I was just botching. I was on the driving range, just botching with my 5-iron. I was very frustrated because I couldn't diagnose what was happening. So I took a video. I put my phone up and I took a video behind me and then off to like a face on. This is not a joke. I'll show you this.
My jaw's dropping, not because I don't believe you.
I didn't know if it would work, and now I'm like a true believer. It's amazing. You would have to pay hundreds of dollars to have a professional analyze these things before. And now we can fire that guy.
I'm adding Golf Pro to the list of jobs AI is going to eliminate.
I took a video from my swing from behind, like a full side, and then a face-on shot. I put both of those into Claude. It analyzed them down to 0.1 second frames. So it took 45 seconds of my swing and analyzed it as a 1/10 of a second, frame by frame by frame by frame. And then it built for me a training routine on how to get rid of a problem that I'm basically doing right now with my hips.
You're kidding me.
And it did it in 3 minutes.
Did it improve did it work?
Yes.
You're kidding me.
I'm not even joking. I'm like, and people are out there like, who cares? But it's like, these are just the little things that you're able to do.
And it's only going to get better, man.
And it's just going to get better.
So now do you want a recovery center or a data center in your neighborhood?
I want a data center.
No wonder.
Yeah.
That's great. It's your cat, he still has a drinking problem. Now what are you going to do?
What did I look up next time? Claude, how do I become a more caring lover? No, just kidding. That's a dumb joke. All right, it's last call coming up next. We got text messages, so send us those. We'll be right back.
Dear Ursula, I have a group of friends who have bonded over...
Hi, I'm Ursula Voitin from the G and Ursula Show, and I'm launching a new podcast called Ask Ursula. This is your space. Real life, real questions, whether it's about family, friendships, love, and yes, even the fun stuff like travel and finding your signature scent. Hit me up and ask your questions at mynorthwest.com/Ursula. I look forward to connecting with you.
At mynorthwest.com and the G and Ursula YouTube channel.
If you're over 62 and want to stay in your home without as much financial stress, this may be worth your attention. I'm Steve Teitler, owner of Best Mortgage. Every week I talk with seniors who love their home and want to stay, but feel financial pressure every month. Property taxes keep going up. Insurance costs more. Everyday bills add up, and for some, they still have a mortgage payment. If you're wondering how long your savings need to last, a reverse mortgage may be worth a look. It could eliminate your mortgage payment, pay off debts, and give you breathing room every month. Now, I want to make it clear it's not right for everyone, but for the right person, it can be a very smart financial tool. When you call Best Mortgage, you'll speak directly with me. I'll explain your options and tell you honestly if it makes sense for you. If you want to stay in your home with less financial stress, call me, 425-649-6000. Best Mortgage. Honest advice you can trust. 425-649-6000.
Digging in my yard, trying to lay a pipe. I hit a water line and now I have to pay a big fine. I should have called 811.
Progressive provides protection for your boat and other outdoor vehicles so you can explore new things.
Oh, I can finally try pesto.
We meant like water skiing.
I've just never had pesto.
Or maybe take the boat somewhere new.
I mean, is pesto spicy or sweet? Oh, guess we'll find out, right?
Right. Bundle home or auto insurance with your boat, RV, or motorcycle and stay protected with Progressive while you explore.
I don't know. Maybe I'm not ready for pesto.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Summer's finally here, and we're kicking it off with a whole lot of free. Free brake pads with Duralast rotors. Free oil filter with 5 quarts of oil. Free Armor All wipes with Armor All glass cleaner, and more. More free, so you can have more summer. Celebrate free at AutoZone. Now through July 27th. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Healthcare costs are rising, and a major driver is hospital prices. They've increased more than 250% over the past 25 years. Families and local businesses are feeling it. At Premera Blue Cross, we're working to change that by negotiating with hospitals to secure fair, responsible prices so you can get the care you need at a cost you can afford. That's coverage that counts. Learn more at coveragethatcounts.premera.com.
Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa this weekend only, Friday through Sunday, Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa this weekend only, Friday through Sunday, Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. 18-month interest-free financing. Our factories have demanded we sell 1,000 hot tubs and swim spas this weekend. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Huge factory incentives, factory rebates this weekend only. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. We can remove your old hot tub. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Deep, deep discounts. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Just relax and enjoy. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Friday, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Free admission. Free delivery. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Call 833-SPA-SALE or visit hottubandSwimSpaSale.com.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
If you're hurt in a car accident, call Harold Carr Law Offices right away. They'll save you time and get you more money from insurance while you're able to focus on recovering. Visit carlaw.com. 2 R's in car. Car accident? Call CAR.
For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers the professional-grade products you need, delivered when and where you need them. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
This is Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. Our summertime savings event means 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months, backed by our unbeatable warranties. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today.
There's a sink at the brink and a drain that's a pain. DayandNight.net. Slow drain? Backed up toilet? Call Day and Night to save $100 off any drain cleaning.
Hi, I'm Bruce with Day and Night Plumbing and Heating. From a slow drain to a major backup, no drain is too big or too small. Whether we're your first choice or smart second opinion, I guarantee our experts will solve any drain problem, day or night.
Now get $100 off any drain cleaning.
DayandNight.net.
Welcome back to the show. All right, last call. We got a bunch of text messages. We're going to get to them right now. We got some doozies in here. Laura, let's start right off with that Grand Platinum one. This is an interesting one.
Yeah, Mike and Ed, I love rumors and secrets and speculation on the text line. So yes. Mike and Edmund says, my friend heard that Patrick Dempsey, the actor, lives in Maine and may possibly replace Graham Plattner. I haven't had time to research this. So we did.
McDreamy.
Okay, so
Senator McDreamy to you, buddy.
We did research this. He does indeed live in Maine. He does indeed. He's very active there locally. He's got his own Dempsey Center where they have thoughts on ideas about how to make people's lives better. He wrote a very long op-ed in the Portland Press Herald about why he is not running.
Yeah, I saw that headline yesterday. They said he's not a candidate.
Here's what I would say. Nobody wants to be the thirsty guy who says, yes, please, I want to do it. And then it turns out that he's not going to get the job because he's got like a reputation to protect.
Yeah.
It's too valuable. He doesn't want to look like he wants to go to the party and then somebody says, you can't come to the party. So what he has to do is pretend like he's not interested. He's going to demur.
So you think he's acting?
I think he's acting. Exactly. Wow. I think he's acting. I think he's going to say, I can't do it. I can't do it. I won't do it. I don't want to do it. Until they demand that he does it as the only person that can save the day, theoretically. And then he goes, all right, fine. I guess if I'm forced to do this, then I will do it.
So in this culture of celebrities seeking public office, he could win.
He has a chance. I think if he did run, I think he would have a fair chance.
I think he'd have a better chance than an accomplished politician from state politics.
Well,
there's three people have already thrown their hat in the ring.
Every person. Okay, so Susan Collins, she's been in that job forever.
Yeah, 6 terms.
Every person who's currently saying that they want the job, she has beaten somebody exactly like them 20 times already. So I agree with you. She's not facing a Patrick Dempsey,
right?
Who is a much different character than who's the other guy that we're not even talking about anymore? Plattner, who looks like a human walrus.
McGropey.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I don't mean to belittle.
No, but like it's a night and day difference.
Yeah, it really is.
And I think I agree with you. I think she would actually have a real challenge for somebody like a Patrick Dempsey. Now, he's saying he doesn't want to do it, but it sounds to me like he kind of wants to.
Could be acting. Yeah.
All right, go for it.
On the war with Iran, 757 says, for Jake and Spike, I think you're missing the biggest issue related to the whole Iran situation. It's putting our service members' lives at risk and the lives of others in that region.
We're not missing that. We don't want any of that. Absolutely. We don't want any. We don't want any service members at risk.
This conflict was, it's unnecessary. A lot of people feel, and not accomplishing what people hoped it would, and it needs to end.
On Mitch McConnell's and Scott Jennings' alleged conversation, Tina in Seattle says maybe it was AI Mitch that he talked to. I actually think he talked to him, but that's funny, Tina. That's very funny.
253 says Taylor and Travis were able to keep this type of gossip from happening.
Yeah, but they have better people working for them than
than the Republican Party,
than our
the
lawmakers.
U.S. government.
Yeah, absolutely. All right,
this was a great topic on data centers versus supportive housing. Our question of the day. John in Enumclaw says, agriculture feeds us. We can't do without food. We can do without data centers.
John, I would ask you, how did you send that message? So you probably didn't teletype it in.
It's funny. People, we did a statement about what the things that AI can do for us now. We had no concept of.
Yeah.
AI is going to cure cancer.
Probably.
It is. That's what's going to cure cancer.
Yeah.
So I don't mean to poo-poo AI centers as
needs the
having
computing
value.
power.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Here's another one from Janet. She says data center under duress, but if she had to choose, at least the sober employees there wouldn't be the same threat to our safety. Oh, read Justin's in Tacoma really fast before we get to the last one. Read Justin's in Tacoma.
Underground data centers would be even more efficient in cooling than the housing goes up above.
And then the housing up above, like your suggestion.
Part of my combination data center recovery center. Or
a deep earth data center is a great idea.
Really
it's so
is.
cold down there.
Yeah.
All right, we're almost out of time here, so we're going to read this last one. Bonnie Tyler passed away.
Yeah.
You saw that?
I did see that. Tragic.
She died in
75.
Portugal. She was 75 years old. She is known for many things. One of her most famous songs, though, is Total Eclipse of the Heart.
Would stop the world in 1983. Do you know the story behind her, by the way?
Quickly, go.
She had node surgery and was told not to talk for 6 weeks. And she at one point got frustrated and screamed, and she permanently scarred her vocal cords.
That's why she
That's
sounded...
where the rasp came from, and that became her signature. She was 75. She'll be missed.
All right, John Curley's coming up next. Actually, no, Spike's going to be up next.
I'm going to be next, but we're going to double. Sorry, people.
Talk to you tomorrow.
Dear Ursula, I have a group of friends who have bonded over...
Hi, I'm Ursula Voitin from the G and Ursula Show, and I'm launching a new podcast called Ask Ursula. This is your space. Real life, real questions, whether it's about family, friendships, love, and yes, even the fun stuff like travel and finding your signature scent. Hit me up and ask your questions at mynorthwest.com/Ursula. I look forward to connecting with you.
At mynorthwest.com and the G and Ursula YouTube channel.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS like Will?
When I was 50, my whole life fell apart. I lost my job, I lost my wife, I lost the house, I lost pretty much everything except for my life. When the IRS came calling, I just didn't have it in me. I felt like Wile E. Coyote, just waiting for that IRS anvil to drop.
Then Will found Tax Relief Advocates.
I heard their advertisement on the radio, I wrote down the number, and I made the call that changed everything. The IRS gave me a bill for $40,000. Tax Relief Advocates got that down to $3,200. I've paid 9 cents on the dollar. Now that's a great deal in anybody's book.
If you owe 10 or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS, don't lose hope. Do what Will did and call TRA for a consultation.
But for me, the real win is I got my life back.
Visit TRA.com or call 800-488-4194. 800-488-4194. That's 800-488-4194. $41.94.
Step inside and let the excitement take you places. This is Muckleshoot Casino Resort, the ultimate spot for action that reaches incredible heights, luxury that knows no bounds, and live entertainment that always thrills. It's all at one incredible destination. So when you look for the best, look nowhere else. Muckleshoot Casino Resort, the biggest and best in the Northwest. Muckleshoot.
All right, I'm very excited to be speaking with Phil Mitchell. He is a new advertiser on the show. He owns Sunset Auto Family. Phil, welcome.
Thanks, Jake.
I want to talk about something that I cannot stress enough, how valuable this is for anybody who's looking for a car. You guys do oil changes for life. What does that mean?
Well, basically, it means if you buy a car that qualifies for oil changes for life, we're going to give you 5 oil changes a year. And they're about $150 now. You know, oil goes up and down, but guess what? We're going to change the oil for as long as you own that vehicle on us.
Like you're saying, oil changes are $150. They're even more if you're driving a diesel. And so you hold on to a vehicle for 10 years. That's like $10,000.
Oh, it can be even more than that. We've got a guy that's been changing his oil since 1985. He's gotten more oil changes than the car cost. And we're still changing it for him because that's what we do. We're your lifetime dealer.
And this is what people are going to get at Sunset Auto Family.
That's right. Great service for as long as you own the vehicle.
Oil changes for life. Only at Sunset Kia in Auburn, Sunset Ford, and Sunset Chevrolet in Sumner. You just get more at Sunset. And people do like that.
Do you get sinus infections, congestion, sinus pressure and pain, sinus headaches? You've gone to the doctor. You visit urgent care over and over again. And it's always the same thing, right? Oh, I know. Let's try antibiotics and some nasal sprays. But they just keep coming back. You may suffer with chronic sinus infections. The good news? Relief is possible. How? A minimally invasive procedure called the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic. Imagine a procedure so delicate there are no narcotics. Less cutting means less bleeding, so no packing, and no operating room. The Sinusoft procedure is designed for the clinic. If you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure, and congestion, find out if the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic, is the solution for you. Call and set an appointment today. 206-388-2770. 206-388-2770. That's 206-388-2770.
Jason Rantz here. If your water heater is getting older, leaking, or running out of hot water, CM Heating has an affordable solution. Get a new gas or electric water heater installed starting at just $44.99 a month. With CM Heating's Comfort as a Service program,